Welcome to Big Hoss's Tailgate.
And we're live. Right here. Yeah. That is not the sound of beer. That is the sound of a nice latte from Sheets.
There you go. How is it? Is it tasty?
Not bad.
Yeah?
It's pretty tasty. I'm not going to lie. Sheets, I'll tell you what. I will drink an off-brand coffee drink.
Yeah?
I don't care. Like, it's one of those coffee is coffee.
I'm the same way with beer, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like beer's just beer, dude. It all does the same thing. Alcohol's, I mean, it all gets you to the same place, you know what I mean?
Well, people always bitch about, like, the office coffee and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My fix for that, take the hot chocolate mix.
Mm-hmm.
And make yourself a mocha and put some creamer in there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it's the healthiest way to drink coffee, but it makes things better. It tastes better.
It's the downright best way to go ahead and drink coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I am with a special guest. You're not West Virginia. You're like
I'm New Brighton, PA.
I
Yep.
told someone Elwood City.
I'm out there. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm right before Elwood. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tyler J. Snodgrass.
Tyler James Jude Snodgrass. If you're looking for my alias and my Christian name, you know.
See, where I grew up, there was a lot of Snodgrasses, like in Washington County.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you have like family down that way.
Well, we get around. See, the thing is you get the name Snodgrass from way back in the day, like Dark Ages. The British went ahead and took over our castle Snodgrass. Named such because of our nice grass, Snodgrass. But we were all destroyed, and then we ran to like different areas, got enslaved, and then Braveheart happened, and then the Industrial Revolution happened. We came to Pittsburgh near then World War I, World War II, got more of the Irish culture in here, and that's when we started coming over. So the thing is that we may be from the same, like, castle, you know, like, because the only way you get the name Snodgrass is from being a knight, a king, or a noble of Castle Snodgrass. So we come around in New York a little bit, Pittsburgh a little bit.
I'm not gonna lie, the idea of Castle Snodgrass, that sounds like something you would see in a Monty Python movie.
Right?
Like that doesn't sound like a real name. Like, and here's why. Because growing up, my brothers would joke around that there was a girl that somebody had as a girlfriend, her name was Penelope Snodgrass.
Okay.
That was the joke running around. And my dad would always use that name as a filler name because it doesn't sound like a real name.
It's a wild
Until
name. Yep.
My brother, like my dad met this woman. Her last name was Snodgrass. He goes, "What's your first name?" Her first name was Penelope. He goes, "Oh my God, it's a real name! Like someone actually, this was a real person."
I've been dating you for years.
Because they were like, "Oh,
nice to finally meet you."
Yeah, it was like, "What's your girlfriend's name?" If you didn't want him to know, you just say Penelope Snodgrass, and that was the joke.
Yeah.
So apparently, this woman had the reputation of like dating all these people, and no one.
She didn't even know about it.
Yeah, she had no idea.
She didn't know she was a total slut, dude.
Yeah. Apologies to anyone out there with a real name, Penelope Snodgrass. You are a real person. You are seen. You are heard. Okay.
We did not mean to use your name in vain.
Yeah. Just saying, if there ever is a movie written somewhere, that name will show up.
Instead of Ricky Stenicki, it's Penelope Snodgrass. It's the feed. They're going to go ahead and make a remake of Ricky Stenicki, and it's going to be Penelope Snodgrass.
Who do you think plays her?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it'd have to be Aubrey Plaza. Well, the thing is that you need something like because it was
Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah.
Someone that's like too wild but like insanely hot that like you're like, there's no way I'm dating this girl, and then she's wild and crazy too.
But it's got to be like, because it's John Cena that does it in the movie, so it's got to be someone like that level of
crazy.
Yeah.
Almost like an old Kristen,
it's almost like they're
Kristen Wiig.
Yeah, it's like they're not playing their character. It's so off base that that's what makes it funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it'd have to be, I don't know, I think maybe a Kristen Bell would be good.
Ooh. I do like Kristen Bell.
I
She
mean,
hasn't done much after The Good Place, I noticed.
well, The Good Place was so fantastic. It was so well written.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, where do you even go from there? You know what I mean? It's like going ahead and being Harry Potter.
And it's so hard to find like a good TV like comedy.
Yeah.
Like you don't have a Parks and Rec anymore. You don't have Friends. New Girl, I think, was underrated. That show.
Yes,
been way
New Girl
bigger.
is real good. I love New Girl.
I recently, like within I think last year, I watched the entire show. It actually kind of made me sad because I was single, and I'm like, I don't have friends like this. You start comparing yourself to that, and you're like, oh, life gets real depressing. Because
why didn't I ever meet Prince?
Literally. Did you ever read? Okay. Here's this. I listen to stupid shit. This is when my autism kicks in. I look at random movie facts. So I'm reading about the Prince episode, and they said there was a scene shot like they were gonna have Kim Kardashian cameo too.
Oh,
and he specifically said, "If you have her in this episode, I will not do it."
Prince
like
straight
hated
up
him that much.
I mean, Prince has been. Because Prince has been through every single generation of the Kardashians. He was there whenever
OJ trial and
well, I mean, even before that, you know what I mean? Seeing the Kardashians when it was just a lawyer group, you know what I mean? And like, I'm pretty sure that he was a music lawyer, I believe, or like a talent lawyer. He wasn't
I don't know,
a legal lawyer.
I think a part of it is just one of those like I'm not giving you a platform.
Yeah,
because I don't think you have any talent.
But that's what I'm saying.
And they don't have any talent. Why do we make people that have no talent famous?
Well, they got the talent of making people pay attention to them, and that's really what it is. And it's all engineered. Like they go ahead and go to a place and they tell all the paparazzi, "Hey, I'm landing here. I'm landing at this time. Come take pictures of me." And then they act annoyed whenever they walk through it. Like, oh my gosh, I can't believe there's paparazzi here. You called them. You killed them, Kate.
I know. There is times, though, it does look like it is like, hey, man, I'm just trying to walk down the street.
Yeah.
Like Kurt Russell. Like there was one where they were asking Kurt Russell, like, hey, would you ever do Tango and Cash too? Mm-hmm. And he was just like, I don't know. I like Sly. Like he was just like chill about that. He was like, I don't know, maybe. Like, and then just kept walking.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, like, but that would be like, I would probably ask that same question. Like, hey man, I always liked this movie. Would you ever do another one?
Well, that's the thing about like living in California. You can't get angry that you're going ahead and getting noticed everywhere when you want to live in California. If you want to be like a movie star and not be bothered, be like Kevin Costner. Live out in the middle of Montana or something
you
like
want
that.
to talk
Have
to
a
me?
ranch.
I'll come fly out here.
Yeah. And then you're at that point where like you can just go ahead and get to destinations. You know what I mean? Especially Kevin Costner. He's like his own movie producer now,
Yeah, I heard that movie he did was like not good.
I mean, it's Kevin Costner, so it's like you got to go into a Kevin Costner movie expecting a certain thing. Like Dances with Wolves is like one
Kevin
of his best
Costner
movies.
They can be summed up very easily.
Yeah.
Long and slow.
Long, slow, shit happened, and you're not really going to care that much about it.
Yeah, when it does happen, you're like, well, that did happen. That sucks.
It's like, oh, okay.
Like, Open Range is really good.
Yeah.
Really good movie. I love Open Range.
Well, I love Wyatt Earp. I love Hatfields and McCoys. I love Draft Day. Draft Day was a real good one.
There's a really good line in Wyatt Earp that I like.
Yeah.
And Doc Holliday. Dennis Quaid says it as Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
And he tells someone to kiss his rebel dick.
Yeah, kiss my rebel dick.
He looks at that dude, he sits there, and he's all puzzled by what he just said. And he goes, why don't you kiss my rebel dick? And it's the way he says it that makes that line great. That's the only good, like, really high quality thing I like in that movie.
One of my favorite discussions is the discussion between. So it seems like everybody does enjoy a Wyatt Earp movie, but it's either Tombstone or it's Wyatt Earp. I like both of them, seen both of them, but it's like I don't know. For some reason, I like the Kevin Costner better than Tombstone, man.
Oh, I'm
just
sorry,
my personal.
Kurt Russell.
They're great. Great.
It's okay if you're looking for one that's maybe more historically accurate. go watch the Wyatt Earp thing because it's more about his life.
Yes.
Tombstone's about an isolated event.
Yes.
Like, you don't really know a lot about Wyatt Earp when he rolls into town.
Yeah.
You don't know a lot about him as an actual lawman.
Yeah.
You don't get what the big deal is.
Yeah.
And I think the movie does a good job in saying, hey, this guy is a badass.
Yeah.
Right? Just so you know, but he doesn't want to be bothered with.
Mm-hmm. He's already gone ahead, lost his brother. He's already gone ahead,
Yeah. But then you go in, and then you start looking at the real history of it, and you're starting to hate Wyatt Earp.
Oh, yeah.
He's starting to be a dick.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a lot of cool history, but it's funny how everything is tied together.
Mm.
Because the whole reason why that whole gunfight thing even kicked off is because the Cowboys robbed a stagecoach that it was affecting like money in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest people they were affecting was J.P. Morgan.
Yep.
And it ties back to the King of England and all that stuff and how it was making us look bad over here. So therefore he cranked up enforcement, and it all boils down to that's what kicked off the gunfight of the OK Corral.
Yeah.
Like that's basically that kicked everything off, which ends up trickling down to making this big event in history.
Well, if you want to go ahead and get into butterfly effects, let's talk about, World War II and stuff like that. People always say, stop World War II, you go ahead and kill Hitler,
No, you don't.
Well, what if you go ahead and go back and save Franz Ferdinand from Sarajevo, Then you don't go ahead and have... I mean, Germany always wanted a world war because at that point in time, they wanted to go ahead and show their superiority. And so they were kind of fighting for it, but after the Austrian, what was he, Duke,
Yeah.
Franz Ferdinand, once he went ahead and got assassinated, then Germany had a reason to go ahead and fight for Austria, and then I think France was going ahead and had some type of loose treaty with the Serbs, and then the British had a loose treaty with the French, and then, Russia got into it, and it was like the three cousins.
So, like, I didn't realize how everything, like, kicked off.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm watching Sherlock Holmes, the second one.
Oh, and you're going
the
through...
whole plot is he was
Moriarty.
trying to kick off World War I earlier than what it should have kicked off. Because he goes, and then even the thing, he goes, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
He goes, whether it's me or someone else, this is going to happen. All it needs is the right spark.
Yes.
And it's crazy because, like, when you're, it's easy to look back on history and you can write a story to fit that.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, oh, yeah, he's right.
Yeah.
Like, when you start looking at world history, it's crazy.
I mean, you got to think, all of humanity has just been about, well, I won't say all of humanity. I'd say the governing force of humanity has always been about power, value, land. You know what I mean? It's all about those three things. And there's just everybody else just walking around trying to live their life. And then there's just this little itty-bitty piece of people that just want to go insane and just destroy the world.
Well, I think what's weird to me is now, like, I don't know if I've realized it because I've gotten older, or maybe it's because I've, maybe breathed too much fresh air and had these thoughts. But, like, you view your life differently after, like, witnessing world events become history, like 9/11.
Yeah.
That's an historical event that you lived through.
Yeah.
And then now you look back, and I think about, like, how my parents are, and they've lived through, like, Vietnam and all these other big events. To us, it's like, oh, no, that's history. That happened before I was born. I don't know, like... But then you don't realize how actually close in time that is to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like,
well, I mean, you gotta think we aren't even a century past World War I yet, dude. It happened in 1920, so we're 5 years.
Actually, no, 1914.
So we are
century past.
We're 10. Yeah, we're a century and 10 years.
Yeah, we're almost 20. We're almost 100 years away from World War I.
Yeah,
World War II.
Oh, that's 1940.
Yeah, that's 1939.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah, 5 years there.
Yeah. I don't know.
1942 is like whenever like the Japan, stuff really started.
Yeah, because Hitler invades Poland like 39, so I think that's kind of what starts it.
We kind of, like, the thing is about America is we kind of just sat out of both of those for as long as we possibly could.
Currently, what we're doing now.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, the thing is everybody, all right, so here's the crazy thing is everyone sits here and talks about how we're going towards World War III now. And the thing is if you actually look at what it's turning out to be, you look at the book of Revelations, man. It's Russia getting into it. It's the Middle East getting into it. It's Japan getting into it, and it's the United States, dude. It lines up exactly with Revelations.
Oh, yeah.
Big that's the thing that worries me, man.
Oh, yeah. I grew up, like, super religious.
I'm interested in it.
And like, what's crazy is like how things are like alluded. Like, I look at anybody, I'm like, there is some truth there because when you look at world history as where it lines up with that, and people are thinking I'm going to be crazy saying this, but like, you have like the whole book of Daniel where it's just nothing but these hallucinations this guy's seeing in his dreams. Like, there's no other way to describe it. Like, he's got wild dreams, but there's something he describes that actually correlates with Alexander the Great. It's like one of the beasts that he predicts ends up translating into Alexander the Great. Like, it splits off, and there's 4 generals, and those 4 generals go east, north, or was it north, south, east, west,
and west. And
when you follow, well, here's the thing: is when you track where those guys went, it all follows into the world powers of today. Like the west ones goes more to like Russia and like China that way. The one south went to like, I think it was like India, Korea. Like it was weird, like how like when they split the territory up.
So is it really? Do you think it's actually premonition, or it's just they've been there and they've seen it happen time and time again? They said, well, it's probably going to happen again and again and again.
Well.
So let's just go ahead and write it as a prophecy and say, the world's on end after this,
So, let's see. I got to figure out how to answer this one, I think. So, I believe in God. And I think it's... and if you believe in God, you're like, okay, well, which book correlates with, like... which one correlates with history, what correlates with, like... And you have to look at the universe, too. When people are like, yeah, it would be weird if this was just a little bit off, we would all be burning in fire or freezing cold. Well, that sounds like someone did that on purpose.
Yeah.
That just doesn't sound like nature did that and just, chance of luck. Because nature, like, look at when kittens are born, or like animals are born out in the wild. Nature's pretty rough. Like 5 of those might, are dead.
Yeah.
One might make it out alive.
Everything's got to be perfect. If
everything's left up to chance, nature kind of gets it wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's someone there that organized it. I feel like they had to be like, I need to kind of get the story out there, but I can't really directly talk to people because it scares them. So let's just give it to one guy and let him pass it around.
Well, see, that's the thing that confuses me is because like everybody goes ahead and looks at religion like it's a different thing because they got their specific Messiah. But whenever you go ahead and look at it, like you're God and you're trying to go ahead and get your full message out there to an entire planet that doesn't have the internet. It doesn't have freaking the news. It doesn't have TV, cell phones. You don't have any type of telecommunications. So what do? You go ahead and pick yourself 15 different messiahs and you have them all go out there. And the crazy thing is it's like the Middle East is the one that went ahead and grabbed up. Like, I don't know what it is about the Middle East, but they love creating their religion. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like...
let me just tell you that at least that means that's where our humanity's starting point is.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that makes sense that's where you're going to see a lot of the branches off.
But, I mean, it's also like you also get different religions in Africa and stuff like that. And they're like, those are just bunch of Indians out there, tribal folk doing nothing. And then you get the Indians, which are going ahead and lining up with those guys. And they're like, oh, they're just crazy, Earth people.
Well, these are the first. The way I look at it is those are the first people that said, "I'm getting out of here."
Yeah.
So they have the basic, like they were there like for the basic part. So, but like as they furthered out, they're like, "Well, we don't have the updated information, so we're gonna fill in the rest." Yeah, that's where human sacrifice comes into play.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, someone had to think that was an idea to sacrifice somebody. So apparently that was an option at one point.
Yeah.
Like maybe if like all the human sacrifice thing comes back from like God telling Abraham to kill his son, but then stops him in the last minute.
Yeah.
But no one caught that.
Nobody got that part. It's like, you're supposed to not murder him. You're supposed to get there.
It's like, all right,
and
God,
not do it.
We didn't say that. He didn't say no. So I guess we're going through this.
We had to go ahead and get on a boat somewhere.
Yeah,
And,
we missed that part. I couldn't leave. I didn't know how the rest of the story ended, so I imagine he just killed him.
I just heard
simply
it
stopped him
passing.
for the rest of it. I imagine he didn't. Was going to stop him last minute as he's about to cut like that?
It's like somebody that watches a movie like on TV and only remembers their favorite parts of it.
Like back in the days before you had like if you didn't record it on VHS, you only seen the movie once, so you'd misremember parts of the movie.
Luke, I am your father instead of Luke, search your feelings.
Yeah,
you know
this to be true.
Yeah.
Dude, I've been rewatching the old Simpsons.
Oh yeah,
and like I was watching the one where Homer comes out and spoils the ending of Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
he's like, "Who would have thought Darth Vader was Luke's father?" And they're like, "What? Seriously, you're a dick."
Yeah, man, that show's been on 32 seasons now, man.
It needs to die.
It needs to die.
As much as I like The Simpsons, let's see. Well, I'll tell you what. It's been longer than that because it's been on since '89.
Yeah.
My brother was in middle school in 8th grade when that show came out.
Oh, yeah?
It's weird to imagine life for me in a time where The Simpsons didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like, I grew up watching The Simpsons. I've seen, like, so when I was rewatching them, I was like, oh, I remember seeing part of this as a kid, but never seen the context of how it fit in the story.
Uh-huh.
Like, there was one where they all, like, I remember at the end of the episode, Homer was talking about there was a mist coming in that turns people inside out.
Oh.
And they turned inside out and started dancing to a musical number. And I always thought that was a fever dream I had as a kid. No, that's a Treehouse of Horror, and it actually happens. Like,
Treehouse of Horrors are wild ones, though. Those are always my favorite episodes every year because it's just like, what is the craziest like acid trip we can put on cable TV right now?
Oh yeah, I always loved the Treehouse of Horrors. Mm-hmm. Those are good. They've kind of sucked as time went on because they start doing too many parodies. But I liked when they did the anime episode.
Yeah,
because they were parodying Death Note.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they actually had an anime artist come in and spend time to actually make an anime version of The Simpsons.
Yeah.
It was kind of cool, like how everyone looked.
Get to see the different art styles and stuff like that.
I like when they do things like that in Venture, like when they do the 3D episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Like when they did a Lego one.
Yeah,
where they were all stuck in Lego and they couldn't figure out how they were. They didn't realize. I think it was like a same situation, like someone's playing with Legos.
See, my thing is I was always more of a Futurama guy myself. I love Futurama.
That's pretty. It's the same type of humor. I mean, but smarter.
Yeah.
A lot of nerd stuff.
I don't know, man. It was just more my speed. Like Simpsons is like your sitcom, situation. I was always more into like the scientific. I'm also more of a fantasy guy. So I also liked the Disenchanted as well.
Ooh, okay. I haven't watched that. I tried to get into it.
It's so funny. Especially, I don't know. I watched the first and second seasons, which were good, and then I stopped having Netflix. The first one was amazing. The second one, I kind of felt like it fell off. Didn't see the third, but the first season, dude, it's hilarious. I'm sitting there laughing through the whole thing. I'm dying. I'm Elfo. It's just like, what the fuck is
I remember that. Yeah, that was like one of the first episode.
That's the first episode. And the funny thing is that the whole lead up to that scene is they're in a police chase and they're on like cattle horses and they're in the buggies and everything, and it's like a full on like they set it up like it's a police chase, right? Yeah. So there's like a griffin, I think, that is flying, and it's like giving the news report from like the helicopter and everything.
Nice.
And the cops are in the horses and their buggy and they're going, and then like I forget, I don't think it was a train that went through, but something passes and they jump over it, right? And and somebody in the train goes ahead and starts feeding the horse, and he's like, "Will you stop feeding my horse?" The police officer and everything, stop moving.
Have you seen? Did you see they're doing a new Naked Gun?
Yes, I did with Liam Neeson, and I think that's going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was watching the trailer for it. Like, I seen the teaser trailer, and I was like, it didn't look as good. Then they released a full trailer, and the fact they're waiting until, like, it comes out in August, and they just now dropped a trailer for it. It's a little leery.
I don't know. I mean...
But then I'm also like, the trailer was really good.
It's going to be Liam Neeson. You know, he's a great actor.
And you know they're going rated R for this.
Yes.
Just based on that trailer, I was like, there's no way you're putting this in a PG-13.
Well, that may be the thing. They don't want people putting out too many things about it because, you know, you can't do comedy the way you used to, especially like a Naked Gun movie.
Yeah.
Like, Naked Gun was definitely something that they would say you couldn't do today. And they made like 53 of them motherfuckers. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean... The fun part is how it came from a show. Like, it was a TV show they tried to do, but like I think it was before Airplane or like after Airplane, so people kind of didn't get it. Then they were like, "Screw it, we'll just do the movie version." And when they did the movie version, everyone loved it, and it was like, "Oh, okay, these are better as movies then, I guess."
Well, Liam Neeson, not Liam Neeson,
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah, that's a weird one. Liam Neeson.
It's perfect, right? It's weird how the names are like. I guess it makes sense. Like, the names are close.
But Leslie Nielsen, he's just such a goofy dude, like Mr. Magoo. I used to love Mr. Magoo, like not the cartoon version, but I grew up with Mr. Magoo where he's running after the diamond and everything, and he's just a fantastic actor. That's one that I'm like from my childhood where I'm bummed that like we don't have him around anymore.
Oh yeah,
you know?
I mean, do you know who his brother was? The guy from Mission Impossible. Peter Graves. He was in Men in Black 2. Remember he was doing the intro to Men in Black 2 episode?
I did not know that's his.
And someone tried to like debate me on this. I was like, no, look it up. I was like, they even look similar when you look at them because that's why they're both in Airplane.
Yeah.
He's the pilot.
Yeah.
And Liam Neeson or Liam Neeson's Leslie Nielsen. See, I'm doing it now. I'm getting caught. That's why they did this. They made it so it's interchangeable.
Yeah, that's probably going to be like a joke or something like that during.
Well,
during
did you
the
see?
movie.
He's playing the son.
Oh, is he?
He's playing his son. That's why there's that scene in the trailer when they're.
I
all
didn't
the
see any of the trailers. I've just gone ahead and seen. See, the thing is these days I don't let media go ahead and influence me on movies because it's like you're gonna go ahead and see something in movies these days that are either AI generated or it's like not going to be in the movie. Or it's made to be fantastical just for the trailer, you know?
Yeah, the whole point of the trailer is to dry up your hype to see the movie.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, I'll watch a trailer, but like, you know, some things it's like, I recommend somebody watch a trailer first before judging it. Like a lot of people will say, I'm not going to watch the new Superman. I watched the new trailer and I was like, this sent my hype for this movie through the roof.
But see, that's the thing is how many times I can't tell you how many times I've seen that, and I don't go to the movies anymore. Yeah. I don't really go. I'll go, but it's more for the reason, like of why I'm gonna go to the movies. Like, am I going out on a date? We going out to hang with friends and stuff like that. You know, I don't just go to see movies anymore. So like, I'm not watching trailers like that anymore because I loved the Marvel universe, and they've went ahead and killed trailers for me to where I finally go see the movie and it's just trash.
I am excited for the new Fantastic Four. They dropped a final trailer.
I know
gives
you
more
are.
of the story. Once I seen it, I'm like, okay, now I know how I have kind of an idea what the movie's going to be.
Yeah.
And it's like that's all I need to know.
I know you're
everything
pumped
else.
about
I know
it.
the spoilers are coming, and it's like don't ruin it
because your profile picture is the thing on there, so it's like I know you're a G for it, but I'm not excited about it. I see it, I know what they're doing with it. It's gonna be back in the past. They're probably gonna do some Galactus twist with it and say, oh, Galactus happened before Thanos happened because we brought the stakes up too high that now we have to go ahead and dial it back again. You know,
I gotta check the camera right now. The timer's going off for it.
I thought,
Yeah, you like that seagulls?
yeah.
Yeah, of course. So yeah, let me check the camera real quick, and then we'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh no, switch.
There we go.
And we're back. Yeah. So we were having a really good discussion, like following the Fantastic Four thing. I was going to show you the trailer, but we got preoccupied.
Yeah, we got it.
But we were talking about, like, you know, the whole state of the Marvel universe and stuff. And we were talking about Spider-Man and how unappreciated Andrew Garfield was as Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I remember going to see Amazing Spider-Man. I brought my buddy with me. He hated the movie.
Yeah.
I actually liked it, and when I realized someone compared that to Batman Begins. I think it has the same writer.
Yeah,
Is it David Goyer.
Yeah.
He's the one that worked on that Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think. If you look at that compared to Batman Begins, it's a very similar type movie. But I also acknowledge that is what they should call him. They should have called him the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's basically the Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, his Peter Parker not so good. His Spider-Man is perfect.
See,
He's the perfect Spider-Man to me.
The thing is I like all the Spider-Man. All right, I gotta say my favorite is Tom Holland because it totally blows everything out of the water. Both three. Both three. Is that?
I mean, he's the only one that's worked with the Avengers. He's the most comic book Spider-Man.
But like, the thing is that it's just so well written. It plays well. I mean, it's a great watch. It's fun beginning to end.
Can I say I haven't enjoyed 2 out of 3 of his movies?
Which ones?
I didn't like Homecoming.
Okay.
Homecoming was okay because it was a very small movie.
Yeah.
But 2, I didn't like that he went to Europe.
Yeah.
That was my only complaint with that, is I hated that he's in Europe.
Yeah.
Because Spider-Man does not leave New York.
Well,
he doesn't. Even when he
he's
goes to space, get the fuck back down.
he's an Avengers
space,
universe.
That's what happens. He goes to space, he dies.
But the thing
That's
is,
what happens. He needs to stay in New York.
the thing is that he's a worldly Spider-Man in this universe.
No.
In this universe,
hate
he
that.
is.
Spider-Man's not supposed to be a world superhero. He is New York superhero.
But the best part,
The Raimi movies got that.
yes,
That is the prime example. He is the hero of New York.
yes,
That is Spider-Man.
and I do love that. But I gotta hold up Tom Holland just because of the villains, dude.
You know what it'd be
The
like?
villains.
It'd be like putting Daredevil in an Avengers movie. He does not belong there.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless you're doing it like a secret Avengers, like a Black Ops team, like, and you need a stealth guy. That's you, dude. You put like he's or a Defenders movie. I'll take a Defenders movie.
So the thing is like you're right. He would be a more cameo situation. Whenever you're in New York, put Spider-Man in there, but you don't have to give him a movie like that and have him a worldly Spider-Man. You're right. You're right.
Prime example, the X-Men. When you watch the X-Men and Spider-Man shows up, he's a guest star.
Yeah.
Like, hey, and featuring Spider-Man. Because he just happened to be in the area. And he's like, yo, guys, you're in Queens. What up?
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was always featured along with them. Like,
I forget which one it was, what animated series it was, but it was the one with Phil Coulson in it, where Phil Coulson's the principal. I think it's Ultimate Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Where Deadpool goes ahead and spends some time with Spider-Man, and it's just so wild, like seeing Spider-Man and Deadpool running around because it's Deadpool and he takes over the whole entire series. Is breaking the third wall, and that Spider-Man does break the third wall a little bit, like. So I always like those cameos. But you're right, he could be just a cameo.
Yeah, like, I mean, I even like to. I tell you what, my favorite version of Spider-Man, honestly, I love the '90s series.
Yeah.
Hate it as an adult.
Yeah.
Because there's the soap opera bullshit.
You mean like the
it's overplayed.
The Fox Studios?
Yeah.
Spider-Man? No, is that Sony? I forget.
Yeah, that was Fox.
Okay.
That was Fox Animation. That was the Marvel Action Hour.
Yeah.
That's one because I love the half the Fantastic Four series they did. The first half is really cheesy and like stupid.
Yeah.
It's like the very early adventures, and it sucks. Then they went to the dark blue suits.
Mhm.
That's the one that they had Black Panther in. It was like they had Thor, and it was, he's the dwarf in Lord of the Rings.
He plays him?
Yeah.
Oh, Gollum? I forget what his actual name is.
Not Gollum. He's the dwarf.
Oh, the doll, Frodo.
No, what's his name? Sala in Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's who voices Thor in the Fantastic Four cartoons. How about the villain? He talks with like that deep voice.
I don't know, man. I haven't seen as far
John
as
Rhys Davies.
John Rhys Davis.
He's played something like Indy, the big guy.
Oh yes, okay.
That's who the voice
Yes.
of Thor is in the Fantastic Four cartoon in the 90s.
Okay.
Like I love like those shows. Like they all had their own. They understood their characters. I feel those.
Well, I mean, voice acting was also very different back then. You know what I mean?
Iron Man has the same changeover. Like
Yeah.
his early episodes, kind of weak, and then they start going to the new suit that's like only in a couple issues, but it's my favorite. Like Iron Man looks like a tank.
Yeah.
Did you ever watch the 90s one?
I have a lot of I have the animated movies. Like I have the Incredible Iron Man.
Oh no, we're talking about 90s Iron Man. Like
I don't think I've seen that. Like I watched the X-Men a little bit, like what was that, the 87?
this was it.
But then I watched Ultimate.
Oh, I hate when they do ads.
Well, of course they're on to do ads. Oh, and it's
Marvel related.
a trash. I don't think I ever watched that one. I don't have Disney Plus either.
Oh, yeah, it's on Disney Plus.
I'm sure it is because everything Marvel is on Disney Plus now.
But this is the second half of the season.
Yeah.
This show is bad.
So like back in the 90s, I would watch. Well, I guess it was more the 2000s. What was it? Ultimate X-Men.
That suit right there.
Yeah, I don't remember that suit.
Like, he looks like a tank. I love that show, dude. I love that show.
I mean, superheroes were pretty dope
Look how
back then.
I like how the audio spiked so much with that speaking.
Because it was so awesome, dude. Did you hear those freaking electric guitars in there?
Yeah, the 90s were, that's what I said. Kids today don't realize we had the best cartoons because it was like
Forever.
90s action. Like, you could, like, Iron Man punched the shit out of people.
But I mean, like, also, what's the big one? It's not Chippendale. Is it Adventure Ducks and stuff like DuckTales?
DuckTales.
Like DuckTales, woo! You know, like they went ahead and put every single bit of 80s rock flair in animated TV shows. Like the intros were like just
Bangers.
You go ahead and hype a kid up on sugary cereal. Go ahead and start a freaking
Yeah.
You start a TV show whenever they're like rocking out on the guitar, and then how do you think a kid's not on a spin out like a crack addict? You know,
everyone's armor too. Like everybody had power armor and like big bulky pieces of armor.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, you know, everything was super cool back then.
I mean, like the Incredible. Obviously you got
Batman
the Hulk.
show.
Yes. See, we can talk about 90s Batman now, dude. That is the that is my Batman. I don't care about live series. I don't care about whatever you're watching on TV. The best Batman, who Batman is Kevin Conroy. Who is the Joker? The best Joker ever is Mark Hamill. And that series is Batman.
And it was solidified in gaming too.
Yes.
Like not only did we
Arkham
get
Asylum.
an animation, but gaming. Like
yes.
No game made you feel like Batman than the Arkham games.
Have you heard that the Arkham Asylum folks are making what is it?
Superman?
No, Batman Beyond. What is it? Batman Beyond. Terry McGinnis.
I'm hoping.
Is it Terry McGinnis?
That's the one they need to do.
They're doing it on PS5.
That's
it's
the one
coming
they
out
need to do.
in 2007.
I'm hoping.
And it's going to be them making it as well.
That would be the best. Because did you ever see the Batman Beyond costume?
I have it. Oh, in game? I have not seen it in game.
Oh, so they let you they gave you the costume in Arkham City.
Okay.
Except that was the animated one.
Yes.
So like it had like the textures. It looked more like the animated suit came to life. When they did it for 3, they said, what would it look like in this universe?
Yeah.
And it's high tech, like battle armor. It's got like a face shield and stuff. It's sick.
That's dope. See, that's what I hear that they're gonna do with Batman Beyond. And then have you heard about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Ronin coming out?
Yes.
Those. That's
you give me a Turtles game that's basically Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah,
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
But it's also gonna be like all that Batman engine, Spider-Man engine, the fighting engine, the storyline style. It's the same. It's gonna be a Sony game, so it's that develop. And dude, that's the thing that bums. I went ahead and got an
Give
Xbox.
me a Wolverine game that's God of War.
It's coming.
That's what I'm saying.
That's one that's coming. Dude, can you even like all the?
I'm supposed to know. Give me a release date. Damn it!
Yeah, they keep on.
They won't even give me a trailer. Give me a proper
E3.
trailer.
Yeah,
they gave me that one.
Yep.
And then I watched all the leak footage. I already know the story of the game. Don't care. I want it. I just want it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's. I mean, so the thing is like we're talking about movies. Look at him. There he goes. So we're talking about like the movies and stuff like that. I swear, dude, like the animated storylines and the video game storylines are some of the best storylines other than the comics.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the comics are obviously end all be all. They're the sacred
Well, how
text.
about no one knew with that when DC did that animated series when they
the animated movie series?
Yeah,
I have
Justice League War, and then it went all the way to Apocalypse War.
Yes.
And
I have them.
But like, no one knew these were all connected.
And they have Tomorrow War
And then
in there.
You start watching like, wait a minute, it's the same Batman.
Yeah.
And then you start realizing like, oh, and the way they tied that together, and then how they tied it into the new versions too.
Yes.
Like, oh, this is a timeline branch from this.
And
their Crisis version was way better than CW's.
Oh yes.
CW's was okay, but
I do like what the CW did with the earlier episodes. I think it got a little convoluted once you got into like Tomorrow.
they should have gave them the budget of what you would have given HBO if you're going to do a Crisis event on TV.
Yes.
You cannot do that on a regular television budget.
But it wasn't only that, but like so. The Arrowverse, fantastic. I loved what they did with the Arrowverse.
Right.
Flash was good.
Up to a point.
But once they got into, what is it, Justice League of Tomorrow or like Legends of Tomorrow?
Yeah, it's
that series is if it just became too much. How am I supposed to go ahead and sit here and comfortably watch 100 episodes a year of something? You know what I mean? And it all has to line up perfectly. You have to watch it just like this, because if you go ahead and watch this one before this one, then it spoils this one. And it's like, so you have to, it became a headache. Especially on Netflix before you can go ahead and like playlist
I liked when they
shit.
did the crossovers though.
I do. I liked it, but it just became, it's the same way with Disney now. It's like there's so much of it. It's like I don't have enough of a, like, I can only fill my life up with so much stuff before I become a piece of shit. You know what I mean? That's like how I feel.
that. I feel that. I followed it up to a point, and I stuck it out with the Flash for a bit, and I got up to like season 7, and I was like, I can't do this no more. I think there was too many, like, you can't keep doing the reverse Flash.
Yes.
You can't keep doing it. You did it once. I get it. You came back. Okay, I get it's a different version. All right. But you keep jumping back and forth.
And at the end of the day, they started like killing off so many of like the heroes. Like not even killing them off, but it's like now they're in a completely different time zone. So like the Justice League can't even affect like what they're doing. And like it just...
And everything's just an evil version of another different character.
Yep.
I hated that they did they did the Batman. When they did Batwoman...
I didn't.
It was so dumb.
During the CW, so I cut off about the 3rd season into Legends of Tomorrow.
It was kind of cool. They did that when they did the Crisis event. They did have Kevin Conroy as a Batman.
Oh yeah,
he was playing a Batman because he was older.
Yeah,
and because he's not as young as he used to be. They gave him like the metal mech suit.
I didn't even know.
So
if
he looks like the Batman from Nightfall or Kingdom Come.
Okay.
You think he's that Batman.
Yeah.
And then you find out he's actually like an evil Batman.
Oh.
Yeah. But it was kind of cool because you got to turn on the Batman voice, and
yeah,
he started killing his enemies and stuff, and he killed Superman.
I didn't even know he was in there because he passed away like in
It was like right after
2020 or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was one that hit me because I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna be able to hear that dude as Batman ever again. Like,
oh yeah, that's the Batman I hear in everything.
Oh yeah,
and I base your Batman like. I will say the closest to that. I tell you what, the closest I've seen to a live action version of that had to be Ben Affleck.
I actually do like Ben Affleck. See, the thing is I watch Batman movies not to go ahead and like be impressed by a Batman movie. You know what I mean? Because it's never the animated series has just always been the one. Dude.
I say Batman Begins is my favorite of the Nolan movies.
Yeah,
it's the most like a Batman movie.
I like Batman Rises. What is it? The Dark Knight Rises.
I didn't like The Dark Knight Rises. It just something about it just didn't sit right with me.
It's because it was in Pittsburgh, dude.
No, it was.
It gave me a huge rock hard boner for Pittsburgh.
It's
dude.
with Bane and stuff, and I felt like
it wasn't a good story for Bane. I will agree with you on that one.
It was just the wrong villain to use. This
Yep.
could have been like you could have just done. You should have just done a different villain.
Yeah,
like a Mr. Freeze in that universe could have been great.
Well, so what they were doing was they were trying to do something with the comic books, but they couldn't like put it so far in the future that they had the mutants, but they had Ra's al Ghul, so they could go ahead and do something like it's consistently someone's trying to destroy Gotham because it's the new Babylon or whatever.
Yeah,
you know. So they went ahead and used Bane instead of the mutant leader. You know what I mean?
It was just a lot of it. I just kind of wasn't a fan of.
Yeah,
and it's just. I just felt like it was poorly executed.
Yes. Yeah. It was a good spectacle. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see the thing is I didn't really like any of the Christopher Nolans though.
I'm sorry. What's his name? I can't think of his name right now. Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah.
Should have just been Robin.
Yeah.
Don't say, oh, it could have been Robin. No, just say Robin. Just say Dick Grayson. Give me something. Tim Drake. Give me something.
The thing is
don't
like,
try to be meta about it. No, you have Bruce Wayne, you have Jim Gordon, you have the names are here, people. Why do I have to have an analogy?
Well, yeah, and it's like, oh my gosh, and then like all the fumbling around with and whenever the Dark Knight comes out, they were talking about, oh, so you're Harvey Dent, You're not gonna be Two-Faced, are you? Like in all the promos and stuff, and it's like he's Two-Faced. He's obviously going to be Two-Faced. Like, why are you trying?
As soon as we said Harvey Dent,
yeah.
I mean, I like the way they gave the name Two-Faced because they said, he was very Two-Faced because he's nice to you, then he would tear you up in court.
Yeah,
that made sense. I was like, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I like that in that universe it seemed more believable, but it still doesn't feel like a sequel to Batman Begins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because Batman Begins still felt like a comic book.
Yeah.
This still feels like a grounded version, and like Batman's just always been here.
Well, yeah, that's what Christopher.
I don't buy it's a sequel to. I feel like those two movies don't connect well.
That's what Christopher Nolan wanted, though. He wanted it to be like, what if Batman was just walking around?
Yeah, I feel like he was doing it because you could feel the studio being more involved.
Mm.
And then when they seen that what he could do, they kind of said, okay, we're just going to give you free reign, let you see what you can do.
Yeah.
That's where you see the Dark Knight come out.
I am glad that he was able to handle himself and make a linear movie for once with Batman, and I didn't have to go ahead and do some type of, intellectual gymnastics to understand what's going on in Batman. Every single Memento, and they're good movies for what they are, but like Memento, Tenet,
okay, you want to know what the big mind fuck is for the Dark Knight? Did Batman actually know that he was going to save Rachel or Harvey Dent? Because you don't know where he goes. He goes, I'm going to save Rachel, but when he kicks open the door, he sees Harvey Dent. Now, did Batman actually make the choice because he knew it was better to save Harvey? Or was he actually going to say, did he say he was going to go save Rachel? And they were...
I think that it was like that. I think that he was going to save Rachel.
And then he kicked the door open, seeing Harvey there, and was because he does pause for a moment.
Yeah.
If you notice it when he walks in, because people are like, no, he picked Harvey because Harvey's the better option.
Yeah. No,
but you can also look into it because when he kicks open the door, he stops.
Yeah.
Like, shit, it's not her.
Yeah.
But he had to go and I'm here. I might as well grab him.
No, he definitely made the decision to choose Rachel, and
I think
the
the
Joker
Joker
went ahead and
Purposely
bamboozled
set
him.
it up.
Yeah.
He was going to kill Rachel regardless.
Yeah.
And he's like, if you don't get here, I'm going to kill him too. But I am killing her regardless.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the wrong information and lie to you.
Yeah.
You're going to make the mistake. I think that Batman got fooled by the Joker.
Yes.
But there's other people
I
that
thought
no, he did that he knew what he was doing. There's other people who argue against
Who
it.
says that?
Some
People who
do.
don't believe in the megalomaniacal abilities of Joker? Like, do you even know, like, the
Very
frickin'
well written, though. Very
Yes.
well written,
Yes.
if it is the case. If it
Yeah.
was the other, was like, no, we didn't think of that.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I think it's obvious that the Joker went ahead and bamboozled Batman. That's all of Joker's characters. That's Joker's entire being is just going ahead and being a pin in Batman's ass.
And did you ever hear what the in-universe explanation is why he's not in the third movie?
Why?
He is the sole prisoner of Arkham Asylum.
Oh, yeah?
That they transferred everybody out of Blackgate except one prisoner, and it was the Joker.
Yeah.
And he is locked. He's the only one in that building.
Huh.
That's the reason why he's not in the movies.
Huh. But you know what?
I don't know if I like that.
I don't either, because, if Bane had, the ability to get him, he would have got him.
Cause chaos in Gotham.
I don't know. The thing is like, I don't know. I assumed that the Joker went ahead and got killed after that one. Like,
Bane executed him.
Yeah.
Because he's like, he's too much of a liability.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it makes more sense that Bane just had him executed.
I mean, you'd have to, because otherwise Joker would definitely be running around in the universe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I feel like there should have been a scene in there somewhere where he's like, not this one.
Not this one.
Just let him die. Raw.
And then have him like, woo, woo, boom. Just have him freaking.
And just gave him a bunch of pills. Take this. Raw. He dies the same way Heath Ledger does.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah,
man.
I get some dark thoughts sometimes.
Oh well, we are comics. That's
I'll tell you what, though.
That's what's gonna lead to our dementia.
Yeah, how long have you been doing comedy for? I probably should have asked you that sooner.
Oh,
I planned on it, but we got sidetracked.
Oh, it's cool. We're having a very chatty Cathy, time here.
Yeah.
So it's no problem. But I've been doing it about 6 years now.
Okay.
I think it was November or October of 2018.
Okay. What was your first mic?
My first mic was the Smiling Moose. It was a Monday down on Carson Street. So I lived a lot on Carson Street. Not like lived there, but like I was
always there.
I was a rave kid, like a motherfucker.
I used to go to Carson like way back in the day. Like I think I went down a couple times when I was 21, like 22-ish.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'd go down a little bit. I remember going to Diesel and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Diesel,
I had
Rex.
a watch stolen off me in Diesel.
Oh damn!
And
See,
the Victor
nah.
watch, yeah, it was gone.
I was kind of like a hippie kid, so I'd go down, check out the shows and stuff, go to the Rex, wherever there was a rave in the city. Did a couple Renegades and stuff like that, house parties and shit. But yeah, anyways, so I whenever I started doing comedy, I was just kind of looking around, and I saw that every Monday the Smiling Moose had an open mic. So I was like, okay, well, I'll do an open mic here. And I met Chris Scriva. Chris Scriva actually hosted that mic, right, back then.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, you did real good. Like, are you going to go to Ham Bones after this? I'm like, I don't even know where Ham Bones is. And I had this chick that was a total bitch, dude. She was a total drag. She went ahead and ripped my heart out 3 times since Sunday. But so I had her, and I was like, I got this chick with me, and I don't know what she's on want to do. And he's like, well, you should go ahead and come out to Ham Bones. It's just over the water. You leave here now. You go straight there. So we went there, And we we walked in there, met Trevor Austin for the first time there, and he started flirting with chick, and I was like, whatever, I'm gonna go ahead and do comedy here. So that's when Ham Bones was going, and Amanda Averill was going ahead and hosting it. So I went ahead and did my first mic there, and that's whenever I kind of opened up to the whole Pittsburgh comedy scene on Facebook and everything. And just back then I was going to whatever open mic I could do. That was before COVID and everything, just doing everything. And then COVID hit and, just destroyed everything, man.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah. It's weird. I started comedy post-COVID.
Yeah.
And it was weird, because it's like I'd never been part of an art scene. Because that's basically what it is. I guess it's what you call it. I guess it's kind of an art scene. And I never been part of that, so it was kind of weird to see everything. So it's like everything was kind of a weird experience coming from out in the sticks to dive bars and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, this is weird. There's hipsters here, and I don't know how to feel about breweries. And weird things are weird. I don't know how to I just didn't know.
I got to say, so I've been part of quite a few raves. I'm
new to city life. Let's put it that way. I wasn't used to that city life shot
Well, it's not even city life because I'm from Beaver County, bud. I'm from out there. All right. You go ahead and you want to have some fun. You go ahead and find yourself a nice cornfield, and you have your buddy set up his generator.
Yeah.
And somebody goes ahead and finds a keg in the tap, and you just hang out there on a Saturday, you know. So I'm definitely a backwoods dude, but I've been a part of quite a few art scenes. I was a musician back in high school, was part of a metal band, and then that didn't really work out. And I had a lot of dreams that just did not pan out. And then after the band broke up because the lead singer left and moved to Newcastle, I was like, well, Skrillex is pretty dope, dude. He's making millions of dollars. I'll go ahead and become a DJ. So I got all types of DJ gear, freaking ADHD mind out the wazoo, because it's let's just go ahead, ADHD out. And so then I got into DJing. I was like, I'm going to become a producer. That's where the real money is. I can't mix other people's tunes. And then I found out that I have no talent for music. So so then I was working a dead-end job. Well, not a dead-end job. I was working a career that was a job for me, just hating life. And finally I was listening to podcasts, and they were a bunch of comedy podcasts like Nerdist and stuff like that with Chris Hardwick and all types of stuff like that. And they were talking about how they started becoming comics and what they were talking about, how they felt younger. I was feeling too, and what got them into comedy is exactly where I was.
See, we'll have to come back to this. I have to check the camera real quick, so we'll be right back. And we're back. Gotta make sure I hit that timer. I think we were talking about before when we went on break. I was getting ready to tell you about the podcasts. Because you were telling me you listen to all these comedy podcasts. That's how I was. I was listening to Rogan at the time. Mm-hmm. And he'd get these famous comedians in there. And they're talking about when they was, oh yeah, remember we were starting off and we were doing this and mics and we were driving from this place. It sounded more achievable.
Yeah, yeah.
I guess I could go do comedy, but it's I don't even know if Pittsburgh has a scene. It sounds like these big cities do, but I don't know if Pittsburgh does. I guess there is. So I'd follow some comedy and stuff in Pittsburgh, but not really.
Yeah.
And then my one buddy was like, dude, you need to get out of the house. Go get a hobby. Go do something. He goes, why don't you go try comedy? I was like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm good enough to do that. He's like, go do it. Go find an open mic somewhere. And I found Scarps.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's how I started doing comedy.
Yeah. How'd your first set go?
My first set was about how it was St. Patty's Day 2021. My buddy's recent girlfriend, newly girlfriend, was with us, and we decided to go to cheerleaders afterwards. Mm-hmm. And I forgot I had my knife on me, so she hid the knife in her.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so that was the story I told.
Oh.
Also, it was there's a side story to that about how my other buddy was with this girl he was messing around with, and she took mushrooms on that trip.
Oh,
On that day, and my buddy goes, "Hey, if it doesn't work out, I'm passing her off to you." And I was like, I don't know if I want to deal with it.
yeah, dude. It's like, come on now. You don't want to go ahead and deal with it. You brought her. It's your business.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to deal with this. And then here at one point, she came over and sat on my lap, and I was like, it felt like it was a cat in heat.
Oh.
Like I just felt warm, moist heat on my leg, and I was like, like it's just because she just didn't like at the time. It just
Was she a cutie?
At the time, but it was like the way she was coming off, it was just very weird.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if I like this or not. Like it was
She's all warmed up and ready to go, dude.
yeah. And I was just like, I wasn't really prepared for that. Like
Yeah?
yeah. And so yeah, my buddy ended up having to deal with that. But yeah. And then they left me at the strip club too.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was like, my buddy got into a fight with one of the strippers.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, because he was like, we've been sitting here this whole time and no one showed up. And it's like, I recently just got there because we were sending somebody home that was too drunk.
Oh, there you go.
They
always
wanted to
have to.
They wanted to
Always
walk
want.
home.
Oh, jeez. I've
And
had
you're a
some of
female,
those.
too, and you're a female
Oh, my
too. Like you
gosh.
can't walk home.
Nope.
Like it's during COVID. Like watch
Yeah,
out. Like
yeah.
get in the Uber. And we finally got her in the Uber, and then I had that drama with the knife.
Mm.
And then we went in there, like I sit down 5 minutes, and they're like, we've been sitting here this whole time, and no one's come over to us. And he's like, fight. I'm thinking, oh, he's negotiating a deal here.
Mm.
Like, oh yeah, keep talking, buddy. Like, and then I wander off, and when I came back, everybody was gone.
Oh.
And I'm like, what do I do? Because I
Well, you go
Ubered
find
he-
some.
I
you-
Ubered here. Like
Yeah.
I was hoping to go with my one buddy, but didn't happen. So yeah,
Well, I
was
guess
stuck
you're
there.
spending the night at the strip club, dude. That's
Yeah,
what
and
that
I'm trying to
happens.
get an Uber, and I'm like,
That's the best excuse ever. Hey, man, I just showed up with the Uber with my friends at a strip club. They left me, dude, and I didn't know what to do. I had to spend the whole night there.
right.
I had to spend. What was I supposed to do? I had nowhere else to go.
What are we gonna do? Wander the streets? Come on!
Oh.
I had to make sure my friends are gonna make good decisions. Okay, I had to make sure they made good decisions.
That's like the best excuse. It's like, I mean, I had to go ahead and get a private
But
dance.
that's the thing is every
I
time,
had to.
every store I have that involves a place like that, it never has a good ending.
Yeah.
So I've decided, no, we don't do that no more. We
Yeah.
don't venture off into those. We don't go to that dark, shadowy place. There's a reason why Simba wasn't allowed to go to that part.
No, see, dude, that's my favorite thing to do. That's where you get some of the best stories. That's where I get my dude. Like
Oh, you do get some wild stories there. You will see some wild shit.
Like normal people get on like Hinge. You were talking about Hinge dating and Tinder dating and Bumble or whatever. Dude, I go for Facebook date because it's like you get some of the wild. It's open to everybody. Everybody's
No
open.
comment.
I found. I will comment on it. I went ahead and dated an ex-cult member, dude. Right?
Ooh.
Dude, I tell you what, dude, okay, I'll tell the bit, but then I'll tell the story. So the bit is I dated a ex-cult member, and I was wondering, did she leave the cult or did the cult leave her? It's a very important question. Imagine anyone too crazy for a cult. That's someone that's a lunatic, right?
Yeah.
But then I started thinking, did she get out of the cult because she didn't drink the Kool-Aid, right? Because you can't marry a woman like that. She's afraid of commitment. Can't date her either. She doesn't swallow. But anyway, so the craziest thing is she starts hitting me up, right, on this Facebook date, and she's like, "Yeah, I just got out of this freaking cult and bobbity blah," and she's like, "I'm just kind of looking to hang out for a bit." So she comes over, right, and she's telling me about how she was part of this cult and she was on this reality TV show, bobbity blah, bobbity blah. And, we had our fun, of course. And then all of a sudden she leaves and I was like, do you want to spend the night? That's how it is. She's like, you want to spend the night? And she's like, oh, no, I got to get back to the battered women's hospital before curfew. I'm like, what the shit? I'm like, what the shit? But that's not even the end of the story because I start telling my mom about this story because my mom knows way too much about my antics, right? Too much. So
Almost to the point where they're like, please, God, stop telling me.
Absolutely.
Please, God, don't tell me more.
So she's going ahead and looking up this cult and stuff like that, talking about what this cult is, and she finds the chick on it's the colony commune or cult or something like that. It's like a huge reality TV show and stuff like that, and like this chick's like an ex-porn star as well, and it like my mom's like, I can't believe you had this person over at your house. She's fucking insane. Anyways,
and you're
dude,
like, there's more to it, but I'm not going to let you know about that part.
Oh man, I mean, just wrap it up, kids. That's all I gotta say is wrap it up. Go ahead, have fun, get yourself into some situations because they're gonna give you great stories. You can tell them on stage and be a comic.
Oh, I got some. I got some.
Just go ahead and wrap it up.
I'll tell you one.
Wrap it up.
I won't tell the whole bit because it gets too much info, and I don't want to hurt someone's feelings.
Mm.
But all I gotta say is this: have you ever dated someone that's a sleepwalker?
No, I have not.
Oh, all right. Easiest way to explain it is, it's basically the same as dealing with a demon possessed person.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's
because
fun.
like they are not in control right now. There is another entity that is controlling that body,
Mhm.
and that entity is very, 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 very evil.
Yeah.
very, very, very evil. Because I was there, and I look over, and the person is sitting Indian style, or was that crisscross? And they're just sitting there like this. And I respond how anyone should, was, what are you doing? Like, you know what I mean? Terrified, of course. And they turned around like a 360 with their head spin.
Oh, no.
And was like, shut up. And I went, not a problem. Went right back to bed.
Rolled the covers over and just like, holy shit.
Yeah, like, maybe if I play dead, it won't eat me. I was terrified, dude. It was freaky, like... But that's not a story you get from like dating a normal person.
Yeah, right.
It's not
exactly.
a story you get from the, like, oh, we met at a flower shop and had a nice time. Like, you don't get that. You get that from, yeah, we met at a concert.
You know what? You know what else would have been funny if you would have said, "Have you ever dated a sleepwalker?" And I was like, "No." And then you're like, "Well, neither did I." But I dated a sleep humper, and that was one of the best 3 months of my life. Then the in-laws stayed or something like that. Then it's like either the in-laws stayed or is that where the story goes?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. It gets a lot more crazier, and it's one of those, like, it's a moment in your life where you're like, I know I'm making a bad decision here,
But the sex is great.
No, it's like, I know I'm making a bad decision here.
Mm.
But, like, the material that's coming from it's too
Oh,
good.
okay. Yep.
Like, too good.
That's where my motivation is most times.
Yeah, there's times you're just like, but this is really great for comedy.
Yes.
Like, and my one buddy's just, everyone's telling you, be careful, please.
Yeah.
Like, just be careful. Like, you're a good guy. Please be careful.
You're a good guy. You're a good guy.
Which,
why are you putting yourself
you
through this?
never know what that means. Because,
Yeah.
like, when you get that whole, like, you're a good guy, man, you don't need to.
And then you finally say that you're done with them, and then it all comes out, and it's like, see, if you would have said that,
Yeah. I mean, some people will literally give you the talk. Like,
Yeah.
listen. But then some people jump to wild, like, accusations where you're like, calm down. It's not that serious. Like,
Yeah.
like they go into the whole, like, they have a very questionable history. Like, you know, maybe this is a time in their life where they were an axe murderer because this correlates with these people going missing at these dates. I'm like, chill.
Yeah.
Let's not jump to that yet, but we will circle back on this later. Because the fact you found that out, we need to find out how you know this.
Yeah, that person is definitely, they've got a Google search history that is suspect.
Yes.
Yes.
But, like, yeah, this one was just like it's a sad situation.
Mm.
Like, it's one of those just like, you meet somebody, but at the same time, you're like, this isn't gonna, there's no future here. Which is sad.
Yeah, well,
You know what I mean?
you know, we make bad decisions in life. You know?
Just hope that, like, it's just one of those. You hope the impact you had on that person was good enough that, like, it sends their life in a positive direction.
Yes. I hear that. That's actually mostly why I'm single. Well, actually, not mostly. I am absolutely single these days, because it's just one. It's hard to find someone that mashes with you, and it's hard to find somebody. I mean, especially I don't know. It's difficult because it's not like dudes are the only ones that are having troubles now. Women have always been having troubles. Everybody's always been having troubles, but now it's just more fucked up and,
Yeah, now
ridiculous.
it's just like you're dealing with like everyone's trauma.
Yes, trauma dumps and freaking delusions of grandeur, and
Well, yeah, because you got an Instagram that's showing that you guys are vacationing in Disney World every year, and that's just not real. It's not real. You know what I mean? Like, no one can set aside that money.
Well, let's be honest, all right? Just because they're having pictures in Disney World does not mean that they were having a great time in the first place. I don't know if you've ever gone to Disney with your family, but I know my dad's at least going to have exactly 3 meltdowns while he's there, because it's just going to be to the point where he's like, I just spent $5,000 for my children to go ahead and have a temper tantrum because we ate at the restaurant we wanted to eat at for once.
I know my trip would count my dad having the emergency run to the bathroom at least 3 times.
Yeah.
Throughout the day, because breakfast didn't hit right, lunch didn't hit right. I don't know what dinner was. Like, I mean, it's an immediate run.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, this is why I don't leave the holler. Like, that's.
It's
I
just,
have my family like that. When if they go on a vacation somewhere, it's one of those like they could never go to New York.
Mhm.
They could never go to New York City.
Why? There's tons
they
of
could-
homeless people. You could go ahead and find a nice bucket to poo in a
My
back
parents
alley.
could never handle like that. It would scramble their brain.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
The environment
Yeah,
is just
it's too overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, they're older as it is. It might kill them. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like going to Pittsburgh overwhelms them sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Pittsburgh is pretty wild, dude. We
Yeah.
got the furries running around down there.
Yeah, I don't know if my dad handled well if he seen a naked guy get on a bus. I don't know how he would take it. Be like, all right, this is just too weird.
Oh, well, see, if you're talking about New York, I mean, I went during COVID, but people were always talking about, like, before COVID, you'd be sitting on a New York subway system, and someone would just be taking a shit on a bench. Just taking a full... And the funny thing is I went there, and one of the jokes someone said was... it's been about 5 months since anyone's shit on the subway, dude. COVID's great. I was like, oh, well, congratulations,
Dude,
man.
I'll tell you what's a good one. My dad doesn't come to the city very often.
Mm.
And we went to go see Garth Brooks at Heinz Field, right?
Mm.
And he looks over, and we're walking through the tunnel leaving the concert. And to my left, I noticed that there's a individual, because I don't know how the correct way to address this person, but they had cat ears on and had very masculine features, but had boobs.
Oh.
And
So it was like Fintora furry or whatever.
yeah, I was like, I don't know. I don't like, because it blew my mind. Because again, you're from Washington, PA. That's where you live.
Was it just the cat ears? Because there's
It was the cat ears, I think, mostly. Because I was like, I could understand, like, from that fence, I could be like, okay, it's just a very
Well, no,
person.
I'm
It's a
not saying
person.
what made it weird.
the cat ears made it weird.
The cat ears made it weird. But I'm trying to go ahead and figure out exactly what specific like sexual subsect this person was, because they're obviously Fintora, right? Because you said it was a man and a woman at the same time,
Yes.
right? So then now we're just going ahead and going through my Pornhub frickin' suggestions. But then you got the furries, which they're the full suits, right? They're the full suits. But then you have like the subsect of them where I forget what they're called, but they just do the cat ears and they do the tails.
I didn't check for a tail, but
Dude, the tails are crazy.
tails would be a dead giveaway because we know where that tail's plugged into.
Dude, it does.
We know what it's plugged into.
There's a socket back there.
There's a socket.
Not everybody knows about that socket, but they put a tail in it.
It makes a sound. Yeah.
Pops the balloon, as they say.
So when you see something like that, it piques your curiosity. And my curiosity was, how is my father going to react to this?
Okay, yeah.
Which you could say this is a bad thought, but I just want to see what this thought's going to be. So I tap him and was like, hey, Dad, look to your left. And he looks and he just goes, that guy's got boobies. I laughed so hard because my dad's never made a comment like that in my life.
Yeah.
But the fact he said that made me it might have been 6 beers I had. I don't know, but I was cracking up.
And the thing is it shows where his level of interest is too. Like you've been desensitized to it, so the cat ears are what weird you out. But he's like, dude with tits.
Yeah, like he's not being mean. He's not, you know, being disrespectful. But that's some shit he don't see every day.
It's definitely jarring. It is a jarring experience. And the thing is it's completely fine that you do it. I have no problems. I don't kink shame in my life, dude. As long as you're not hurting nobody or yourself.
Yeah. You can say, that's weird.
Yeah.
But also being like, hey, you ain't hurting nobody. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
As long as you ain't doing nothing weird, do what you want.
Well, I wouldn't say it's not. So it's not. That's weird. It's like it's just shocking.
It's
whenever,
weird to me because I don't see it.
Well, I'd say it's like more shocking. You know what I mean? It's like it's fine if you want to. Well, it is weird. But that's why it's shocking. I don't know, dude. It's like
it's shocking to you if you're not exposed to it. You're shocked by it. It's
yes.
Like
but it's a weird world out there, dude. There's all types of stuff going on like that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm like it's weird being an adult. In 2025 because you're just like, I don't know what's real anymore.
See, the crazy thing is I went to Hopewell High School out in Beaver County, and the thing is, it's like everything that's kind of going on now, I swear it was like government engineered at my high school, because I had like a dude that was like wearing female gear all the time, and then he became like one of those cat ear people, and then you had the anime kids that were getting into that. And then, like, being alternative lifestyles was rampant in my high school, dude.
Dude.
My type was bisexual, dude.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
I
was bisexual.
I meet this girl at our company party. And she's the plus one of, like, this other girl. And I was like, okay, no problem, whatever. I'll talk to her. And, like, we're hitting it off a little bit, whatever. So I get her number. All right, I'll leave. And me and her eventually go on a date, and as soon as I sit down, she's like, hey, nice to meet you, super friendly. As soon as I sit down, she's I just want to tell you I'm pansexual, polyamorous, and autistic. And
all you had to say was autistic. All right, moving on.
And I felt like I got hit.
That all fits.
I felt like I got hit in the face with a baseball bat because I didn't know how to deal with that.
So you've just gone ahead and fully evolved into ADHD, is what you're telling me.
Because it was just like you want to talk about like my brain just exploded, like it was like a bulb just burn out.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't know how to handle any of that, and it's like the smart decision I should leave.
Yeah.
Just because
they're not. So it depends on what type of relationship you want to be in.
Well, because like at first you're just kind of like, well, I'm just trying to figure out like what's date, like what it's go on some actual dates because I didn't date a lot. Like growing up, I just super religious, date for marriage, did that. So it's like I'm new kind of to the whole like actually going on dates thing, and. So it's like you're just kind of like wanting to see what's out there, meet different people. So I'm trying to like play this off, and like we're actually having a nice time and stuff. But it was weird because like she's leaving the date to go on a date with someone else.
Yeah, see that's
or go see somebody else.
Yeah,
like
in a relationship with them already.
Yeah, like
yes,
yeah, and I'm like, this is. I don't know how I feel about this.
It's like that episode of Futurama whenever Beast with a Billion Backs.
Yeah.
Whenever he goes ahead and starts dating that chick and he moves in with her and she's got like 5 boyfriends or whatever. And then like they're all eating, all 5 boyfriends are sitting there eating and she's going out on a date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. To me, it's like I
you got to be into
I'm sorry.
it.
Like
Yeah.
I've I was always told
I'm
to
not.
share as a kid and stuff, but when
Not
it comes
like
to that, I'm selfish.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
I'm just very like no.
Yeah. You're
No.
not going to go ahead and share my heart with my motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You
And
know?
it's like, hey, listen, I'm not like if I'm dating somebody and if I'm like with that person, I'm with
Yes.
that one person.
Yes.
That's it. Like,
And if it becomes a situation where I think I need to find it somewhere else, I need to have a discussion with her, fix it, and if we can't fix it, then break it off, and I'll go ahead and find somebody else.
yeah.
If we're not right for each other, then we don't have to,
Yeah, and I'm trying to like for instance, like the person I was talking to, it's one of those we're having a good time, but at the same time, this isn't made to last.
Yeah.
Because it's like we are on 2 different levels.
Yeah.
Like we're on 2 different things here. You have a lot going on, I have a lot going on, and our lot going on doesn't correlate.
Yeah.
Like it's
Your
completely
crazy don't
opposite-
match my crazy.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like we're on opposite ends of the spectrum.
Mm.
And it's
Literally.
like, yeah, literally.
I can see that autistic.
Literally. I mean, I feel bad, but it's like she's a nice person. But it was just like,
Well,
that's
the thing. Like, see, everybody has that one ex that they think of, but not everybody has to be like that ex. Like, I have a lot of exes I'm still best friends with.
Yeah.
Like, just because you didn't work out in a relationship doesn't mean you're not best friends. It's like, I just can't live with you. And, like,
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I
just
mean?
one of those, like, I don't think this would be a forever thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if we kept dating, maybe.
You're not
But
in,
it wouldn't. It would be.
You're not
miserable.
into me, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
That's normally how it works.
Yeah,
out.
it was one of those like I'm a dude in
For
my
me.
I'm a dude in my 30s recording a podcast in a studio
Yeah.
apartment. You have a child.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
not going
yeah,
to work
yeah.
well. Like this is.
See, and that's it. So this is something that comes up with women a lot, is that a dude won't date a single mother, and the thing is I'd rather date a single mother than a married mother. No, but no, it's that whenever you're dating someone like that, you have to also think about how you're on to be. If it gets to the point where it really frickin' matters, you're on to be a part of that kid's life. Right? And if for any reason that relationship does not work out, then it's not just the relationship that you lose, it's the kid that loses a relationship with you. And they don't understand that. And the thing is I'm an awesome dude, so
I've
that
had
kid's
that-
don't love me.
And I've had that happen.
Yes.
I've had
been
that
there
happen. So it's like,
I've been there with situationships. I've been there with relationships, friendships, and it just sometimes you grow apart, and it's like you don't work at the same place anymore, or you move, and it's like you can't get to each other, or a job, something just happens where you break apart, and that kid doesn't understand that, and they really,
yeah, they take it personal and
And-
stuff. And
so it's like I don't date women with children because it's like, I can't be a part of someone else's life, you know what I mean? And then like be ripped out of it for some stupid bullshit,
yeah, and it's like I said, I always
Because
get-
it's not my kid, you know what I mean? It's her kid,
exactly. It's
If it were my kid, it's a different story. We go ahead and have a
Yeah.
kid together, and then we get rid of it. Well, I'm seeing that kid, but that's,
Yeah, and a part of me is just like, one, it's like, why would you want to date me anyway? Because I'm not set up.
Yes, that's another problem.
I'm not
Yes.
set up to even raise a kid right now. If I'm living in a studio apartment recording a podcast, clearly I'm not ready for children right this moment.
I'm deciding if I want to get Taco Bell on the way home, or if that the food I have at home is better. And let's just say that it's stuffed crushed DiGiorno pizza. So
Yeah.
it's like my life is obviously not set up for any responsibility other than my
Right.
own survival.
And the best part is that there's a lot of people who are just kind of like, then you shouldn't be like dating or whatever. Like you shouldn't even be like, but it's like, because like you have some women, it's like they're ready to settle down,
yeah.
and it's like cool.
And I'm
not.
ready for that.
But
It's
then I
just-
meet the ones
yeah.
that don't want to settle down and they're still in party mode, and that's almost too far.
Yeah.
You want someone who's like I can go out, but I can stay in.
Dude, you know what I would love is so I got a Steam Deck, so you can watch your Real Housewives, and I'll go ahead and play my video games. Snuggle up to me on the frickin' couch, and we'll just hang out here, toast some weed. You want to go ahead and have a nice little mixer, go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Have some frickin' Tostitos pizza rolls. You know what I mean? Or how about we go ahead and pop on some frickin' Mario Kart, and we go ahead and drink to some Mario Kart. Have you ever played the Mario Kart drinking game?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, the one where you have to drink and finish your beer before the race?
Yes.
Yeah, we tried it once. I was bad.
Oh, dude. I
won the race, but didn't drink the beer. I didn't drink the game. I thought I was supposed to finish the race, then chug the beer.
So there's a couple of different. So the game is, for anybody at home that doesn't know, you go ahead and play any of the Mario Karts, and what you do is you start a race. You got to crack a beer, all right, and you can either chug the beer at the beginning of the race and go, or you can go and then you have to stop your car whenever you drink the beer. So you can go ahead and get a good lead, chug a beer, and then get racing again, or you can go ahead, pound a beer, and then go ahead and blue frickin' turtle shell your way to the front, or you can go ahead and have a little bit more,
Yeah. Test your drinking and driving skills on Mario Kart.
Well, you can't like drive while you're drinking. You're not allowed to drink and drive. Come on now.
That game
you have to drink while you're not driving.
That game gets a lot better when you throw in the straw.
Yeah.
That game gets a lot harder. When you go, here we're gonna put a handicap on you. What? A straw.
Yep.
Fuck.
Do you know why that works? Because it actually puts air in the alcohol, which brings it up a proof or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, so
we hit the check the camera real quick.
Oh geez. Yep. We've been getting on it.
Oh yeah.
We got 2 hours now.
And we're back.
But yeah, so that's basically the rules of Mario Kart. You go ahead and crack a beer, finish the beer before the end of the race, and you can't drink and drive. Those are the rules. And then you go ahead and play a tournament. You get everybody a 6-pack of beer. You get a six-game tournament. Get trashed.
Who?
Yeah, that's why I went from a chick, dude. Just going ahead and chilling out on the couch, just having a good time. And if you want to go out, we can go out to the movies. We can go out dancing. I'm down. We can go see a concert. You know?
I'm always down for concerts. I want somebody just to live life with.
Yeah, a partner.
Yeah,
that's
someone be like, hey, let's go out. Hey,
come with me to a comedy show.
Yeah, for instance, the girl. Okay, the girl I was talking to, I brought on this canoe trip for work, and she's like, hey, because you're bringing me, I got food. I got lunch.
Mm-hmm.
So she bought an Italian hoagie and pasta salad. You didn't have to do that. That's cool. That's awesome. I didn't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
That's something I didn't. She knew I had I have to do a lot of running around. She's like, okay, I got one thing taken care of for you.
Yeah.
That's partner shit.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
That's
what you
life
want from
goals.
somebody
that's wife goals. Yeah. They call it, and you know what? They call it trad wife and stuff like that. I don't know if I need a trad wife or anything. You can go ahead and be freaking goal oriented. I want to check with aspirations.
No, let's grow together. But it's hey, if we're
but let's be a team.
If we're gonna go go on a trip together.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll set the flight up. You find us the hotel.
Yeah.
That's teamwork.
Yeah.
That's I'm not going to plan everything.
Yeah. Or I'll go ahead and plan the hotel, the flight, travel, everything. But you plan what happens when we get there.
Yeah, because instead of me doing it, I have to do that, and then all of a sudden I forgot a bill payment. Oh no, I can't pay the bills.
Yeah.
Oh no. Now it's stress.
Yeah. I hear you, dude. It's all about being a team. People and. Being a dude, the problem is that you got to have all these toys. You got to have a nice car.
Against Glenn Powell. That's what it is.
Glenn Powell is Glenn Powell. I don't know who that is.
Oh, you ever see that movie Hitman?
Hitman
on Netflix. Okay, did you watch Twisters?
Yeah.
He's the main guy in Twisters with the cowboy hat.
Yeah.
He's in Top Gun.
All right. Yeah.
He's the new Iceman in Top Gun.
Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
We have to compete against guys like that.
Oh, well, it's not even like you're competing with guys like that. Yeah.
The line from, do you ever watch Still Standing?
No.
It was like an old CBS sitcom.
My parents watched it a lot. Yes.
But this guy took his shirt off and he had a 6-pack, and all the women are like, "Oh God!" And he goes, "Hey, who needs a 6-pack when you can tap a keg?" And he just pats his stomach. I was like, that is a line I will always remember.
But it's
that
like
is a great, like, you could say that in any situation. You're guaranteed to laugh.
But it's like you're not even really fending off of those dudes. I mean, sure, you're going to have the Ryan Goslings on every dating site that 100 women are going to go ahead and go after. And then they're going to be surprised that whenever you don't give it up, you find someone else to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's got 100 people in his freaking inbox just like you do. You know what I mean? He's going to choose the one that's best for him.
And be honest,
Yeah.
come on. Even Deadpool Ryan Reynolds is still kind of hot.
Yeah. I mean, he's
They burned off all of his
charismatic.
hair. They burned off all of his face. But you can't make that man ugly.
He's also charismatic, dude. You can be ugly and be funny and be the sexiest man on the
Yeah.
world.
Like, they should have gave him the yellow eyes
Yeah.
in the comics. Like, have the yellow eyes thing and like actually make him ugly.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, you know, it's Ryan Reynolds' thing, so he's not gonna go ahead and make himself unsightly. You saw what happened to him whenever he was in Wolverine Origins.
I'll tell you what, though. Well, that wasn't him, though. That was Scott Adkins. The guy, you know who Scott Adkins is? He's in Expendables 2.
No, in X-Men.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, it's Ryan Reynolds in the beginning.
Yeah.
But all the stuff that Wolverine's fighting him, that's a stunt guy.
Oh, okay.
Because
Okay.
it's like, that's why it looks nothing like Ryan Reynolds in the face.
Yeah, yeah.
It's clearly a stunt guy the whole time.
Oh.
I was like, that's why I'm
Didn't
like,
even know
that doesn't look like Deadpool.
Yeah, well, it definitely doesn't look like Deadpool because, you know, that's not what Deadpool looks like. He is messed up, but he's not fucking
Yeah, that was just
deformed.
like
Well, he is deformed, but he's not
the movie's okay
that.
for most of it.
Yeah.
But I don't. It's like you guys went a completely different type of movie.
I think they messed up like every single Wolverine movie other than Logan. Logan was the only good one.
the Wolverine.
Wolverine.
The Wolverine, the director's cut's really good.
Is it?
I mean, the only thing that sucks is the giant robot.
Yeah.
Which I talked to a guy on Instagram. It's Ryan Unicom on Instagram, and like he broke some pretty good like movie news. And he does a lot of things where he does like the unmade thing, like history of a movie and stuff. Well, he was on set for The Wolverine. They filmed it in Australia. And he says the entire third act of that movie is completely different. Like in the original, like is the original version of the movie that was supposed to be made. He goes, it was supposed to be just a normal fight scene, like a samurai sword fight scene.
Yeah.
Which would have been badass.
Yeah, but
Like,
he gets into
But they said, no, we need to have something big because it's too small of a movie.
Yeah.
We need something big, like a big action set piece.
Yeah.
So they said, I guess we can make it a giant robot. Yes, that sounds cool. So that's why it's a giant robot.
I understand. Yeah.
So it's like once you go in with that knowledge, you're like, oh, that movie's actually would have been really great.
I also think
Because it's a really good movie for most of that movie.
it kind of drags a little bit too, you know what I mean?
I
don't
like
know.
it. It's more of a character study. Like it's
Yeah.
this is a Wolverine movie.
Yeah.
Like that set the tone. That's like the Captain America Winter Soldier for that.
Yeah.
But then Logan's just a masterpiece.
Yeah.
And I love that Deadpool and Wolverine showed honor to that.
Yeah.
While also parroting the fuck out of it.
Yeah. I did like that one. That one was pretty freaking fantastic.
Like even Marvel had to literally pay respect to it by having the guy say the lines like in the same way and get misty eyed. Like,
Yeah.
look how beautiful that piece of art is. And then Deadpool comes in and it's like, fuck your art. Like it's kind of great.
Yeah.
Because it was done like in a great parody way of saying, fuck your art.
Yeah.
Don't take yourself too serious.
Yeah.
And then they showed us what comic book accurate Wolverine looks like.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Short King Wolverine.
Yeah.
They showed us, hey, you want to see what Henry Cavill looks like as Wolverine? That's fucking awesome. And then the little dig at DC will treat you a lot better than those shit fucks over across the street.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't know, dude.
Age of Apocalypse Wolverine, they showed us that.
Yeah, on the cross.
No, that's the one where he had the no hand. He had the metal band on.
Yes.
Like they literally just took a scene out of the comic book and gave it to you.
Yes.
Then he puts the mask on. That everybody talks about. Oh, that effect looks so cheesy when he jumps out of the way. Shut the fuck up. We're getting what we want.
And they showed it in.
My inner Johnny Trafficante came out there. That shut the fuck up. They're giving us what they want. I don't want to hear a damn thing out of you right now.
But the funny thing is,
No Way Home didn't have anything perfect. Shut up! All 3 Spider-Men are there. Shut your mouth.
they've given us nods to it, like through all of the Fox stuff. They even did like an after scene where Wolverine goes ahead and actually picks up the yellow and brown one, which it's not, it's one of the comic books, but it's like a later edition of the Wolverine. And then it's like, oh, cool. Is he going to go ahead and run in that? And that's whenever X-Men Origins comes out.
Oh, no, that's right. Whenever Days of Future Past came out.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because Days of Future... It was setting up Days of Future Past at the end.
Okay.
Because you see that's when Magneto's there.
Yeah.
And then Professor X walks in. Like, what? He died?
How?
And they never explained it. They never did.
Wait, for why Xavier's back?
Yeah.
They do. There's an after scene where his brother's been in a coma and his brother wakes up. So his twin brother. So the theory is that they were the same person and he was stealing.
Was it written that it was his twin brother? It was not written. They just threw it out there as a tag. They didn't even know what they were going to do with it. They just put it as a tag.
But it is a nice thought to think like his brother was in a coma, and because it was an after scene.
Keep in mind, think about this.
Yeah.
There's precedent for this. There's no excuse why Disney Star Wars sucks.
Yeah.
The X-Men movies right there should have told you right there, don't do nothing without a plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That was a fresh air thought.
But how good was Days of Future Past? That's probably like
so
one
good.
of my my favorite superhero movies.
Top 10 comic book movie, hands down.
All time. It's done so well. There's so much emotion in it. Has great character development in it.
It's cool to see what a different studio would have done, because we know Marvel would have done it comic book accurate. It would look just like the panel came to life. Yeah. That was one of those, like, here's my take on what that would look like. Yeah. So I thought it was cool, like, just to see what a actual filmmaker would do with a
And have you seen the extended versions, like where
the road cut?
Yeah, the road cut.
That scene's pretty cool. Yes. And it actually I'm kind of mad they cut that out of the movie. Like, I get it, like, but it was kind of cool to have Rogue back. Yeah. Yeah. And it actually made sense that, and it kind of did happen in the book.
Yeah. So what do you think about Hilary Duff being Rogue if they bring it out?
She's a little too old, isn't she? They want younger.
Well, it depends on
what. My buddy said Maya Hawke.
Which one is that one?
She was in Stranger Things.
Stranger Things. See, I didn't watch
She's
much.
Ethan Hawke's daughter and Uma Thurman's daughter.
Oh, see, I didn't even know they were married.
Oh, she was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
She's the one that runs away at the end whenever they go up to go do the Manson murders. She's the one that goes, oh, hey, I'm going to go check on the car, and gets in the car and takes off.
Yeah, the black and the blue hair that's with Brad Pitt. Yeah. That was, okay, yeah. Yeah, she's cute. Yeah. She's cute. She's got nice eyes.
So they're saying her as Rogue.
I'm down. Yeah. Cute in the face and good personality too. She'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm cool. I heard Patrick Schwarzenegger maybe as Cyclops. Perfect casting.
Patrick Schwarzenegger, like Arnold Schwarzenegger's kid.
Because that kid's, and you ever see him? He's kind of built like Arnold. Like
I've never seen him. I didn't even. Is he acting in anything?
Oh yeah, he was in White Lotus.
White Lotus. I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either. But they said maybe him as Cyclops. Huh. And I'm like, ooh.
I don't know.
I'm real excited about Superman.
It looks interesting. I've seen a lot of. The thing is like, how many times do we have to reboot DC? You know what I mean? Like how many times do we have to reboot DC?
Technically, it wasn't a reboot because technically everything's been an offshoot of Justice League. Yeah, technically.
Well, so right now this one's on so especially Superman. So you have the serials of Superman. You have the what is it, 1980s Superman. Then you have Superman Returns, and then you have Justice League. And now we're going to go ahead and have this Superman. And it's like, how many times?
Well,
And it's the same thing with Batman. It's like you got the Michael Keaton Batman. You got Dark Knight Batman. And then you have Batman.
you know what's weird though is that the thing about Superman and Batman, I think the reason why they kind of get a pass is they're kind of viewed like James Bond movies.
Yeah.
Because everyone is very curious. Because we can all accept James Bond, like the reboots.
See, I can't. Because I'm so
technically,
bored
like,
of James Bond, though.
Because technically, James Bond's story is a continuous streak all the way from Sean Connery to Pierce Brosnan.
Yeah, because they're just different agents.
Yeah,
and they go ahead
same
and take
character. They keep the same timeline. Like,
But
that it's only a couple years ago, even though the technology is updated.
But the thing is, the thing with James Bond is that it's not the same person. It's so
It's a different actor, same character.
No. What I'm saying is like the way I see James Bond is like whenever you go undercover, you wouldn't go in as Randy, right?
Yeah.
Call back.
Call
Call
back to an off-pod conversation.
But you won't be Andy Rice. You'll be James Bond. You know what I mean? You'll be 007. You're 007. You're a 007 agent.
That's
with
the
the
theory, but the problem you have with that is that there's callbacks to other movies.
Yeah.
That are different Bonds.
Yeah.
Like Timothy Dalton, there's a scene in License to Kill where they're like, oh, why is he's so bitter about the wedding or something? He goes, oh, because his wife got killed. Well, that's George Lazenby Bond.
But see, the thing is that it's nobody knows what Bond actually looks like because he's a special agent. So all the Bond agents before that, any stories anybody knows about James Bond is
you're grasping at straws here, sir.
I'm telling you, dude.
You're failing logic at this point.
I'm telling you because nobody knows who James Bond is. It's just James Bond. You hear about James Bond. You hear about 007.
They're just cool movies, and we just accept it. Like, we accept it at that point.
Yeah.
But I will say it's cool that Daniel Craig stepped in, and they kind of just makeshift told their own story.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this was supposed to be a series. Like, why didn't you guys keep the same story going? Like, you could tell that story was not supposed to be interlinked.
Yeah.
And then somebody just found a way to kind of like make that series flow together.
Because it's a franchise effect, man. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get callbacks going.
Look at that. Like, it was never meant to be a franchise. They were supposed to be individual movies, and then these last ones actually started to weave them all together.
Well, look at Fast and Furious.
That's what it is. That's what it is. Honestly, everything got Marvelized in Fast and Furious. Fast and Furious.
Fast Fried.
Fast Fried.
Fast Fried.
Fast Fried. I like that. They got Fast Fried because it's the Marvel Fast Fry.
Yeah.
That's what it is, in fact.
Yeah, dude, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Because now everything has to be interlinked.
There has to be a franchise. You can't just bring me one movie. If you're bringing one movie, it has to affect me on a level.
But there's good examples of that happening.
Yeah.
Like John Wick.
Well, John Wick's a franchise now.
Yeah.
Okay. I
I'm
know.
saying, like, that's a good franchise.
Yes.
That's an original idea that was just like, cool, let's make a separate action franchise.
Yeah.
It has a niche club. Yeah, it's kind of like its own, like, Godfather offshoot.
I kind of hate it because I am a collector of physical media, so I can't.
That is a series that would be awesome on physical.
Dude, you're telling
like
me.
A 4K with neons. You have a neon backlight behind your TV. That trip. You take some mushrooms on that one, boy. Woo.
The thing is that I didn't even see John Wick until the third one. Okay, so like I watched all of them in succession, but the fourth one had just come out because the problem was every time I was like, the second one I heard about John Wick and I heard the second one is in theaters. So I was like, well, I'm not going to go ahead and see the second one in theaters if I haven't seen the first one. But I know the box set is on to come out, so I'll get the box set. By the time the box set came out, the third one was about to come out. And then the fourth one was about to come out. So every time I went to go get the gosh darn box set for all of them, the newest movie was on come out, so it kept ticking me off. But then finally, Amazon Prime had all 4 of them, and they were playing them live during COVID, so I watched all of them. They're fucking
right. Now that first one,
the universe.
The thing is, the first one, and they kind of lost it. Like someone pointed this out, and I was like, "Ooh, that is a good point." Where they kind of lost that whole John Wick, the Baba Yaga, because, and I said, I understand the reason why they did is because you're in a different echelon of killers. They're not afraid of you anymore.
Yeah,
they're on your level.
Yeah,
that's why no one's afraid of John Wick anymore.
Yeah,
because he keeps climbing up the ladder. The more he climbs up, the more scarier the people are.
Yeah.
So he's now fighting people that even he wouldn't fuck with back in the day.
Yeah.
So I think that's what I've noticed about it.
Yeah. I
heard they're doing a Kane spinoff.
And they're doing
Donnie Yen's character.
They're doing the ballerina now and stuff like that, or whatever.
Ballerina's really what? I heard the story's mid.
Yeah.
Action's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and John Wick is not just a cameo.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
But the thing is like, John Wick is like definitely the action focus, but the way that you do set up the storyline of he was an assassin, he falls in love, he gets out of the assassin life, he's been living the true life. He finds out, spoiler alert, his wife has like, what is it, cancer or something like that?
Yeah, she has cancer.
And she buys him a dog. She dies, dog's still there, and he goes ahead and attaches his wife to this dog, and it's like, it's just an opening credits scene.
It's a very touching,
scene. But it's just the thing is that it's such a deep scene, but it's just an opening credits scene. It's not even like the movie hasn't even started yet.
To compare it to, in my opinion, you could compare it with Up.
Yeah. Yes, you can.
Said Absolutely. A lot while saying nothing.
Yeah, gave you a whole entire life before we even got into the story.
And then you
care.
They hint at what's going to come because Willem Dafoe shows up.
Yeah,
and just like, hey, just checking on you.
Yeah,
and then he comes a part of the story later on.
But
you don't know. It kind of hints like, why is this guy being all shady?
Yeah,
and then you just kind of ignore it.
But the crazy thing is it's like just how it all just ends up so wrong for John Wick. It just ends up so wrong for him. And like, why would you know who this dude is? Why the fuck would you do him so?
They didn't.
Oh well, yeah, the first dudes did.
Because then because as soon as they find out he did it, he goes, "Do you just realize what you've done?"
Yeah,
like because you were a little dick.
But I'm saying, like, in the later movies, is like now they start fucking him over, and it's like, you know who this motherfucker is. You know he's been trying to get back into retirement, motherfucker.
Like you know what he's going to do.
Yes.
I tell you what, I love Ian McShane in that movie.
Yeah.
Hit just that, hello, Jonathan. Just you hear that Jonathan every time?
Oh, he's I've seen him in so much.
Concierge.
Yeah. What is he in, dude? I've seen him in so much. Oh, is he in Death Race, right? He's in the later Death Races?
He was Blackbeard in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, he is. Yeah.
He was in Deadwood.
Yes, he is.
Character in there. In an underrated role, Hercules.
Oh yeah?
The Rock version of the Hercules.
Really?
He's a character.
Oh no, he's not Hercules.
But he's a guy that he's like, I've seen my own death. I have nothing to fear. And when it's time for him to die, Hercules saves him at the last minute and spears the guy, and he goes, "That was my moment.
That was my moment."
But it's played so well. I love that. Like that movie's really good.
Yeah,
it's bad, but it's good.
So there are movies.
The F word
like
is thrown in there just randomly, just to be edgy.
Yeah,
it's very Black Adam.
Yeah,
if you like Black Adam, you'll love Hercules.
Well, you have those movies where you just watch them because they're so ridiculous. Like, I mean, let's bring up not Guardians.
Did you like Black Adam?
I didn't think it was too bad,
but you could tell it felt it. This was an old idea that's been sitting around, and finally you sprinkled whatever movie dust to make it happen.
Yeah, well,
and then The Rock tried to take over DC.
I mean, come on, The Rock is just
Superman versus Black Adam.
The Rock is a narcissist, man. He tries to take over everything. You know what I mean? He just wants to own. And I think that's one of the reasons why Vin Diesel and him like butt heads on Fast so much.
They're both the same.
They're the same exact person. They just want to go ahead and just everything.
And then Vin Diesel realized, like, oh no, I'm actually nothing without you.
Yeah, and then he brings him in at the end. He brings him in at the end, doesn't he? In a cutscene of Fast X.
Yeah, it was. But I'm sure he did that. Like,
I guess I'll be here.
I'm gonna look bad if I say no. Like, I'm gonna look bad if I say no.
Well, and you also gotta think like how much money did he go ahead and get for that? You know what I mean? Because The Rock ain't going ahead and getting.
Oh no, he
cheap
got
penny.
paid. I'm sure he got paid.
That's the best thing about being in franchises like that. It's like people are going to go see them. They will sit there and they'll talk shit.
It's also the best part about being nobodies. We can say this. We can say what people are really thinking.
But see, the thing
you
is,
know this, America.
But the thing is, it's like we were talking about movies that we watch just because of how ridiculous they are. Is there nothing more ridiculous than Fast and Furious?
There's nothing more ridiculous.
Well, you're on a shoot a freaking Fiero into space.
The bad part is when other movies think they can get away with it.
Yeah.
And we're like, no.
Yeah.
Like, look at the Sony with the whole Craven.
See, I didn't even watch it yet.
That's what I'm saying. No one wants to watch it.
The
'cause it's
Sony,
like, stop it.
The Sonyverse has gotten so ridiculous. Like
It's
Madam Web,
lazy.
like why the heck? Why make a Spider-Man movie where you can't talk about Spider-Man? And not only that, why pick the most obscure, random-ass Spider-Man characters in general? Like, was Spider-Woman in there?
No.
And there wasn't a Spider-Gwen.
You didn't even have Jessica Drew the Spider-Woman.
Yeah.
No,
like,
you had the one obscure one that was in the Iron Man cartoon from the 90s.
Yes.
Sabrina I was going to say Sabrina Carpenter. I think it's Jessica Carpenter.
But it had nothing to do with Spider-Man, and you're trying to make a Marvel movie, and you're just going, Madam... Oh, it was so boring. But I do like the Venoms. I liked the Venom 1 and 2.
Okay, I liked Venom 1 and 2. 3 disappointed me.
3 is whenever Sony had nothing else they could do with it.
And the fact that you set up, oh, hey, there's Venom's ultimate villain.
Yeah. And it's just...
And he's done.
Yeah.
He's not doing any more Venoms.
Yeah.
Where do you go from there?
Yeah. I mean, but the first one was really interesting.
The first one was good.
And the second one, I think that was like what ruined that movie was cuts by the studio and studio politics.
That should have cranked up. You should have cranked up the craziness and you should have went Deadpool with it.
Yes, and the thing is, the problem is that
especially for
Disney had their hands in it. Disney was like, I'm sure that there was a good Venom movie with Carnage, but
especially
Disney went ahead and bought all the rights, and they couldn't do Spider-Man anymore.
No, okay. So here's how the deal works. Sony owns the rights to the movies, live action TV. That's why we're getting Spider-Man Noir as Nick Cage. They own live action TV rights. Marvel can do anything animated Spider-Man at all. They can do whatever they want that way. Marvel gets creative control, but Sony, it has to be approved by Sony. That's why, like, I think they wanted, I can't remember who they were fighting over for Spider-Man. I think Marvel wanted Tom Holland, but Sony wanted the kid from Walking Dead.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So,
but you know what? So while we're on Spider-Man, so we both enjoy Spider-Mans. What do you think about the theoried final installment of both this Spider-Man universes prior, like Spider-Man 4, which was supposed to have like Vulture in it. What's his name?
John Malkovich is Vulture.
Yeah, John Malkovich is Vulture. That's supposed to be the Sinister Six.
You're supposed to get Anne Hathaway as Black Cat.
Yep. Black Cat's gonna be in there. I think that is I would very much like to see. Whenever
I don't think we'll get that movie, but I would be open to see Toby have his own spinoff.
I would like to see a Sinister Six in each universe.
See, that was the thing. If Sony, you want to do spinoffs, why don't you just make another Spider-Man 4 with Tobey Maguire?
Yeah. You already have it there.
Oh, gotta check the camera again.
Jeez, oh man, we are bulldozing through this podcast, dude. You're on.
And we're back.
So the Spider-Man universe, dude. Like,
Yeah.
I'd like a different Sinister Six for the last of, like, as one
We
more
kinda
film.
got the Sinister Six a little bit.
I mean, we got it with the Tom Holland, but I think that would be a good way to just cap off that timeline. You know, just go ahead, boom, boom. 2 more movies, both of them Sinister Six. They get to tell their own story with their own characters. And because, I mean, they got great characters. I mean, well, I guess Goblin dies in the what version is it? What's
Tobey
his
Maguire.
name? Not the Tobey Maguire one. Well, he dies in all of them.
No, he didn't die in Garfield's.
Okay, so
He almost did.
but we could go ahead and bring back. I guess Harry dies as well, and
Well, Ned.
Tom Holland as well.
Ned technically becomes Hobgoblin.
Ned does.
I mean, his character Ned leads.
Yeah.
The Hobgoblin. So they could do the Hobgoblin in their universe, say the Green Goblin.
Yeah. But I mean, like, especially like 4, you said that they were going to bring in Black Cat. Black Cat is a great hero. You could also go ahead, like, how little do they use Mysterio for how awesome Mysterio is as a character?
The problem is I hated Jake Gyllenhaal's version.
I mean,
Like, I wanted that character, but and I
Yes.
thought it was going to be cool.
Yeah.
But the way they did it was so dumb. It's like I kind of was hoping he would actually do a lot better.
Yeah.
They made it too technology based.
Yeah,
Eh.
yeah. But I just like being able to see that he was in a movie for once.
Yeah.
Especially because in the Tobey Maguire version,
I liked him in Spider-Man 2.
Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, he's in
Oh,
Spider-Man 2,
yes,
the
yes.
game.
Yes.
His storyline's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Like they actually kind of gave him the Sandman treatment.
Oh yeah. Like so
Which brings back to your point about the Spider-Man things you were wanting to ask about.
what about what?
What's my thoughts on the ending
Ending
of
of
the Sammy? Like, are you asking what I thought about Spider-Man 4?
Wait, what are you asking? Like, I'm asking you, like, what do you think about going ahead and having Sinister Sixes in those? Because they have theoretical, like, this is what it was supposed to be for Tobey Maguire's, and this is what it was supposed to be for Andrew Garfield. We were supposed to get a Mary Jane after Gwen was killed, so Mary Jane was on to come in, and I mean, if you do something with the Sinister Six, Mary Jane gets kicked into alien portal, you know, in the comics, so you can kill her off that way, which is always fun.
Yeah.
Maybe even make a 5th one so that you can go ahead and
I kind of
have.
want to see what that missing Garfield one would be like.
Right?
It's Spider-Man
Because they
3.
started filming it, and it had the girl from The Haven. Is that what she was in?
Yeah, it was that Charlene Woodley or something.
Yeah, and she's like, oh, she's in Divergent. It's the
Yeah,
Divergent
she's
chick.
Divergent series.
Yes.
Yeah, she was supposed to be Mary Jane, but they said there was too many characters, and like they're like, we're introducing her for no reason. Like, focus on him and Gwen.
But it's part of it. It's part of the comics, dude. It's part of that storyline.
Yeah, it was one of those, they filmed those scenes for it too.
Yeah.
It's like, I want to see the director's cut of that.
Yeah.
And I heard and then there's the whole alternate ending that makes Spider-Man 2 way better of a movie.
Yeah.
With his dad, like, where you been? Like, that scene's really good.
Yeah.
It's a really good scene when you watch it. Yeah, I kind of want to see what his third one. Well, now that they gave that dark tone that you see in No Way Home,
I know, where he's just so
give me
freaking
that
broken.
movie.
Where he's so Andrew Garfield is so broken in that, and
he stops pulling his punches.
yep.
I want to see a violent Spider-Man.
Yep.
Like him just like give it the Marvel Knights branding.
Yeah.
Give me a hard like Spider-Man where he's just not like just.
And that's where you put Punisher in at.
That's where they could have done.
That's where you put Punisher
with Tom Hardy. I would have seen it. Put him with Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. Venom. Yeah, do a Carnage with that dude. Then see, now you're sitting here. Now we're starting about a franchise, dude. Now we're talking about it.
That would have been better.
Now we're talking about it. That is,
because you mentioned those two fighting. That would have been a great fight.
And then you can go ahead and say screw off to the Craven, screw off to
Morbius.
But I don't know how many times can we fail at giving him opportunities. Like, he's done good. Leto's done good in like Lords of War. He's fantastic in he's good in Blade Runner. He's good in what's I loved watching him get his face beat in Fight Club.
I'm okay. This is gonna be a hot take.
Yeah.
I
think we've been giving him all day, but
I kind of want to see what his Joker would have been.
Yeah.
He kind of got robbed because like we don't see the Ayer cut.
Yeah.
Which gives more of a character of the Joker.
The thing is I think that he ruined that Joker so bad with his narcissism and just like his psychosis ruined that character so bad that they cut him out of that movie.
And then they kind of brought him back for the Snyder cut.
Yeah.
And the scene that they have, I kind of want to see what that movie would have been like.
Yeah.
Like, see, now, here's the part I like about AI. That I can ask AI to give me that. And it will. It'll give me what happened.
You can go ahead and start a whole entire YouTube franchise off of that, dude.
All I need to plug in is
models.
Zack Snyder's notes.
Yeah.
And just plug it into AI, and it will give me that movie.
Yeah.
Why haven't we done it yet? And
see, this is why we need AI, folks, not to take over the world, but to give us a Zack Snyder cut that Zack Snyder couldn't even give us.
You guys can do this on your own and not share it with the Warner Brothers at all, and you get what you want.
Yeah, cut and leave. Go ahead and rewrite. Go ahead and oh my goodness, forget the Zack Snyder cut.
If
Let's
I was
get
Zack
AI
Snyder,
cut.
I would just do it and say I'm putting it out there for free.
There you go.
And I did it all in AI.
He does have the rights to it, I guess.
And the thing is, artists are going to hate him, but who cares? Yeah. We get what we want as fans. That's justice. That's justice to a corrupt Hollywood system right there. If Snyder Cut fans want to make people happy, I should put that out as an issued statement.
But the thing is like, do you want to get on a conversation about AI right now? Because I kind of have feelings about it, dude.
Ooh, good feelings or bad feelings?
I like them.
Terminator feelings or
what? No, not doing. I don't have, dude. Trust me, I've used AI before, and it's way too stupid to go ahead and take over the world, dude. I promise you that.
Yeah.
But
it's a tool.
It is a tool. And the thing is people talk about how AI is on to destroy everything. It's on to take all these people's jobs. It's on do. What about the car? You know what I mean? Think of all the people who aren't on to be able to take care of horses anymore. You want to go ahead and talk about that? How about whenever the phone became digital? And you don't have telephone operators anymore.
The only thing is that this is the one thing I do agree with some people about. Is that if you're going to do an AI-based society and you're going to use that more into the workforce and things like that, then you have to be able to take care of people because you're going to kill their jobs.
But the thing is you're talking about that, but you're also forgetting about the computer age. Think about the thousands of people who were running typewriters, were going ahead and there was no email, so you had to go ahead and have a physical person go ahead and bring that note to you. Any memo. And yes, you adapt.
We'll adapt to it, but it's like, there has to be, you have to have a cushion period to help that adaptation.
But see, the thing is that we've never had that cushion period, and
like what they need to say, we'll pay for you to go to school, we'll take care of you for 2 years.
But the thing is that you need to go ahead and figure out, just like people had to figure out how to use a computer, you have to go ahead and figure out how to use AI. And have to use it better than the corporation can, and go ahead and cut out the corporation out of your own life by using AI. So you're thinking, AI is going to go ahead and lose my job because I can't go ahead and do graphic design anymore. Well, you know what the problem is that there's been a bar down the street that has been going out of business for 3 years, and they can't pay for somebody to do graphic design. But now that bar can go ahead and use AI, and AI generate a whole entire advertisement platform for free, and that all of a sudden that's a successful bar. They're going ahead and hiring people to be bartenders, to be servers. You know what I mean? And they're bringing an economy into...
Yeah, and my thing is this. You can take, you can use it to give you the basic image.
Yeah.
And to make your own thing.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, like I need a generic basic thing like this. Okay, cool. I can take a piece from that, blend it with this, and merge them together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're not using it. You know what I mean? It's like for what? Like it's a tool.
Well, see, that's my thing. Is like a lot of people worry about AI as far as what the corporation is on to use it for, which is cutting out the working class. Which of course they're on to do that, and they're on to do that whether you want them to do that or not.
I used AI to write my resignation letter.
There you go. There you go.
I mean,
how was it? Did it come out great?
So what I did is I took I typed up my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
And then I put it into AI and said, I need this to sound more professional.
Mm.
And then you just tweak out some words that you clearly wouldn't use because that's too big of a word for you to use.
Yeah.
So you just change it with a dumb word.
Yeah.
Sounds smart. Sounds more human because it's not smart.
Yeah.
Because if you ask us to dumb it down, it goes, hey.
It's like, it's like, I'm not that dumb. Jeez.
Yeah. It starts, stuttering when places it shouldn't stutter.
Yeah. But the thing is like, so if you use it for, that's the problem with AI, is people go ahead and sit here and think about what the corporations on to use it for. It's going to get used for that, and you don't have anything you can do to stop it. But what you can do is you can use it yourself to benefit your life the same way a corporation would do it to cut you out.
How about AI is great for helping you it helps getting tone across.
Yeah.
Because that's sometimes what's a really hard point to get across in like a message form.
Mm-hmm.
You have to use AI. AI can sometimes word things. It's like, I need this to not sound as negative as the message means. AI will word it in a way to help you because some people are too blunt.
Yeah.
So they're like, I need this to sound more people friendly. AI can reword that to sound more people friendly, and you send it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Proofread before you send it out. You can't. It's not a flawless process.
But that's also the thing with like tech automation. You know what I mean? Tech automation isn't all that bad of an idea as long as we go ahead. The problem is it's a corporation. You know what I mean? And so we were talking about religion earlier and shit like that. I kind of feel like we're sitting in Revelations and like a changing of the age. Yeah. And I really think that the problem with the new age, whether it's going to be Armageddon or if it's going to be a rebirth of the universe, is if we let the corporations take hold of AI and automation, or if we go ahead and give automation, government, and AI to the people to control and go ahead and benefit their lives over the corporation.
You're at the point in society where we could easily go from Star Trek to Star Wars.
Yes. Absolutely.
We're either going to be a society of smugglers and Jedis and space wizards
and
Dark Lords. Sounds pretty cool. Or we can go the Star Trek route where we all fly in spaceships and be nerds.
But you know what? It's a lot safer. You get to go ahead and enjoy a lot. Like everybody wants the Star Wars universe and says that Star Trek is
you think
shit.
They smoke weed in Star Trek?
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
You think Spock's rolling blunts?
Dude, I'm talking. This is 1960s.
Kirk's on coke. We know that.
Dude, of course. Dude, this is 1960s. This is 1980s. This is like sexual revolution out in space. You know what I mean? You're worried about marijuana, dude. You're gonna go ahead and go to a planet, and they're gonna be like, "Here's Bubble Bum Bee," and it's like, "What the fuck is Bubble Bum Bee?" Dude, just smoke it, and you're gonna go ahead and get transported to a different universe, dude. And you're going to come back, and it's like, oh, my gosh, I lived like 4 billion years. And it's like, dude, it's been 3 seconds.
It's always kind of fun. It's always fun watching the Star Trek episodes when, like, oh, no, there's a pheromone in here where we all have to be sexy.
Yeah.
It's hilarious because it's like, clearly a guy wrote this script. Like, everybody's like, seriously, I have another scene. They're like, Oh no.
But how? But seriously, how good of a freaking
It's
like?
the same thing. It's like, give me a stoner one where like they're all like, God, I got the munchies, and they just keep using the thing, and it breaks because people been using it too much.
Yeah.
It's like we've ran out of capacity like to make Cheez-Its.
Yeah. Or the holodeck's on the fritz again. It's got a virus.
Yeah. Dude,
Somebody's been going on some weird websites. It's got a virus.
I'll tell you what's a really good follow up to Star Trek.
Yeah.
It's actually better than new Star Trek.
Yeah.
The Orville.
Oh, dude, I
So
know.
good.
It's so good. And you know what? It's actually scientifically accurate. If you look at the way that their spaceship is set up, how it's got the mirrored like thrusters, and then it's also around here. That's like how you would actually control a spacecraft. Like that's how you would steer, because you don't have any fins or anything. You don't have any. There is no aerodynamics in space because it
started off like the first season starts off as basically a Star Trek parody.
Yes.
But then as the show goes on, there's moments where you can feel the Star Trek seriousness.
Yeah.
And but then it goes back to parody again.
Yeah.
Season 2, they started going more Star Trek, less parody.
Yeah.
And it started getting more serious. Season 3 is basically all Star Trek mixed in with some parody.
Yeah.
Like there's minor jokes, but they're more serious episodes. One of the best episodes involves the pilot. The guy that plays it's the voice of Steve.
Yeah.
Steve Smith on American Dad.
Yeah.
The story that with him and the girl from the past, when he has her recreated in the holodeck, he puts her cell phone in there and goes, make this like a virtual reality version of this timeline based on the data on this phone.
I don't know when the last season, because like I said, back during COVID, I just went ahead and got tired of streaming services and how streaming services were supposed to be cut the cord, but then they became the cord.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So they're selling bundles.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is the bundle is the same thing as cable. You know what I mean? You'll get your Disney bundle, and you'll get your Max bundle, and you'll go ahead and get Stars over here, and you can go ahead and get your Hulu and Disney Plus. Disney Plus is Hulu. Hulu is Disney. What are you talking? You know, so it's like
I'm a guy that gets the Disney Plus and the Hulu together.
But I mean,
I watch that more than I watch anything else.
I just don't understand why they're separate things, because they're the same company. They are the same company.
Yeah, Netflix. I have an ads version.
Yeah,
that's.
I just don't understand how it became. Like, I understand everybody needs to make their money.
Paramount Plus. Then you got your HBO Max.
And it just goes. But you know what? If you get free YouTube, you'd be surprised what's on there.
Oh yeah.
I'm never bored with YouTube, and I have Amazon Prime, so I can go ahead and get deals
you can
and
rent
stuff.
Movies and stuff. And
well, I don't even have Amazon Prime for that, but like I listen to Audible, because you get like a monthly book. You know what I mean? And then Amazon Plus.
You get Spotify. You get the audiobooks if you got premium.
See, you have
and
to
they
pay
have a
for
good
that,
selection.
though.
Yeah, you got to pay for
it. But if you already have, I have Amazon Prime since forever ago when I was buying, before Amazon became Amazon Prime and Fire Stick and all that. So it's like I have that because I use Amazon Prime. You know, I have YouTube free because it's like amazing what you can find on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
And like anything else, I don't need to pay for it, and it's all on my TV. I got a smart TV, so so I don't get into any of that. So
I like finding obscure things on YouTube.
Yes.
Like you like finding obscure like Space Ghost episodes.
Yeah.
You find them on YouTube.
If you want to talk about that, Prometheus and Bob. Do you remember Prometheus and Bob?
I've heard of that. I can't remember what it.
It's like the stop action guys where it's the alien, it's the caveman, and the alien is trying to teach the caveman like how to start fires and how to like.
It sounds familiar. I think I remember that,
dude. And then there's like Action Team Now.
I remember that.
Oh my gosh, that whole entire era.
C-Lab 2020.
So that's different. That's Adult Swim. But it is in that era,
it's like pre-Adult Swim. I remember I was on the border of that, because like it was like he's like 11 o'clock, and then Space Ghost was on, and then things got a little edgier, but you didn't notice it.
Well, do you know what Star Lab is?
Or
C-Lab is.
C-Lab was like an old like 60s cartoon, but then
So-
they repurposed all the video.
So the early Adult Swim was, you had like Nick at Night, right?
Yeah.
So like you had your adult block to be on TV after the kids block, because obviously the kids are on being bed. So you want to still be able to sell ads.
Yeah.
So what they would do was they took the old Hanna-Barbera cartoons and voiced over them for Adult Swim. So that's why you have your Space Ghost. Space Ghost is a talk show from where they cut out Space Ghost from a TV show.
Yeah.
And then like went ahead and put in different like words. So
it's kind of funny because then they're like just made it into like a talk show format. It's
yeah, and it's actually like a whole
and then they would
like action
interview-
situation.
And then what they would do is they'd ask people they would interview different questions
Mm.
than what the script was.
Yeah.
And then take the answers and put them into what they needed it to be.
Yeah, and like then there's like Harvey Birdman. Harvey
I remember Harvey
Birdman.
Birdman.
Was it Bird at Law or something like that?
Guilty pleasure. I actually like the show Bird Girl.
Bird
on-
Girl.
on Adult Swim.
I don't know which one that one is.
It's basically like she's the daughter of Harvey Birdman.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, and it's like
It's like your teen. It's like
it's
your
very girl boss.
Yeah.
But like it's like modern woman girl boss.
yeah.
And I slightly like it.
I dig it. I mean,
I slightly like it. It's
if you
pretty
do
good.
it, I mean, it's whenever you don't get like preachy and it's like, oh, this.
And it's clearly an
this-
Adult Swim show,
yeah.
so it's like adult comedy.
yeah.
And like, yeah, there's like her best friends. Like this girl can mess with people's heads.
Yeah.
And
Well, I mean, like, so I think like what you're worried about is like, it's not She-Hulk.
yeah,
you know what I
it's
mean?
Actually,
Where it's like-
it's actually funny.
It's poorly written and it's just done for fan service and
She-Hulk was so bad,
and
and I'm not saying that because I actually like She-Hulk as a character,
uh-huh
and was actually open to the idea of it.
yes, absolutely.
I just felt like the show was not good.
Comic books are She-Hulk comic books are fantastic, and she is a lawyer and she goes ahead and freaking bosses out and has her own freaking situation. But the way that they did it for She-Hulk was just fan servicey. It was, rah the females,
And
and
there's some
every
funny
dude is a
moments.
terrible person.
There was funny moments
Yeah.
in it, like the cat, like Daredevil's episode was really good.
Yeah.
There's it's when she says Captain America fucks.
Yeah.
That was good.
Because it's America's ass, dude.
Yeah,
It's America's
the
ass.
first two episodes I actually didn't think were terrible.
Yeah.
The Daredevil episode's really good, and then the finale just was like, what happened?
Yeah.
That was literally just like garbage.
Yeah.
Because if they would actually, because it was kind of cool, they introduced the Wrecking Crew.
Yeah.
Like they just didn't call them the Wrecking Crew, but they had a crowbar and
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
It was
mean,
weird.
I don't know. It's going into all types of media these days, like where people say like, if you don't like the movie, you're like this or you're that, and it's like derogatory wise, and it's like maybe you just didn't write it well enough. Is there
Yeah.
a possibility where I'm not an asshole? You just didn't write well enough?
Yeah,
You know what I
it's a
mean?
possibility it just wasn't good. Like Star
Yeah.
Wars. Oh, you must hate. You're not woke because you didn't like those movies.
Yes.
No, they're just bad movies.
They're just terrible movies. That like the
I
second
like
one.
Seven's okay.
7 was good. I like 7, but you play the second one and it's like, so you're telling me that this is speed in space. You're gonna have all these ways to get off the spaceship without being noticed, and everybody is still staying on the spaceship. And then you're gonna have all these things that go on outside of the spaceship that don't even matter in the long run. And then at the end, everything's okay.
Yeah,
And nothing really mattered. There were no stakes. People died.
and then just bring back the Emperor randomly.
Yeah.
Rise of Skywalker. Like I tell you what, the unmade script,
Yeah.
the guy that did Jurassic World, the one he wrote,
Yeah.
Episode 9 sounded way better.
Yeah.
Like they could have saved Episode 8 if they would have done 9.
It was just, I don't know,
But
it's just,
I think they didn't commit to what they wanted to do, and that's what happened. Again, Warner Brothers did the same thing with the Snyderverse.
yeah.
If you would have committed to the vision, you could have seen something great that stood
Yeah.
out, like among superhero movies. It was something different.
Yeah.
I don't call it mainline DC. I call that graphic novel DC.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's something that oh, this is heavy metal. It's kind of R.
Yeah.
It's hyper violent. I like it.
Yeah.
It's something different.
But you have to do, the thing is that they're superhero movies. So you have to go ahead and have the kids be available.
But he was
for
basically
it.
telling like mythical stories featuring the DC characters.
Yeah, yeah.
And I like that. It's an Elseworld thing. It's cool. I think it could have been really cool to see like what his version of the Justice League would have been. Trying to think what to go from that. But now like the new DC, this new DC, it feels like it's more of a love letter to the comic books.
Yeah.
Like this Superman I like. I think it's going to be more
I'm going to have
comic book
to
based.
wait to see it to say anything about it, because I've seen a lot of real good trailers for a lot of DC movies, and I finally see the movie, and it's just like, all right, just another time that I spent money for nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've been hurt too many times, DC. You got to stop hurting me.
Yeah, Marvel hurt me with that Captain America Brave New World.
Yeah. I didn't watch it, but I've heard that it was a pretty big. I really think that Marvel should have just stopped at Endgame.
It was their
I think
version
they
of
had it.
Clear and Present Danger, I feel.
Yeah.
It was their attempt at that.
Yeah.
Like where the other one was more like a Bourne like conspiracy. This was like they went backwards to the 90s.
Yeah.
And tried to do Clear and Present Danger, and it wasn't that great.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I've comic books in general, comic book movies, adaptations in general, I've gotten so tired about. You know what I mean? Because they change so much of it that doesn't need to be changed for this fan servicey type of stuff. And it's not even fan service anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, it's clout service more than anything. You know, they're trying to go ahead and put a message out there. And it's like, just give me, if you want to put a message out, make your own gosh darn movie.
Yeah.
If you want to go ahead and make my movie, then go ahead and make my movie.
There hasn't been a lot of movies I'm really hyped for.
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of excited. Like, I'm excited to see the Avengers. I want to see Secret Wars, but I'm not overly pumped about it.
Yeah.
It's just weird. It's like, I don't
We're
know
going to
if-
go ahead and see it because we got to go ahead and continue
Yeah, I want to
story.
see something original now. I
Yeah.
want to see something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, bring me some, like, give me a new type of movie. Give me a new type of, like, Sinners looks like a really cool idea.
Yeah, yeah. And like there's so many things that you can do these days. Like when was the last time we had, like, I know zombie flicks were destroyed for a while there, but now we haven't had a good zombie flick in
I heard
how
28
long?
years later is really good.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
heard- I heard
exactly.
very
They're
good
coming out
things.
with, but see, those
And
aren't
he's gonna-
zombies.
and
Those
it-
are enhanced. All right, we can go ahead and sit
Ooh.
here and get into a conversation about zombies. Those are enhanced. They aren't zombies.
That's true. You don't have a true, like, dead, risen, World War Z?
Well, those were enhanced as well. Actually, no, those weren't enhanced. Those they weren't fast zombies. They were regularly moving zombies. It's just that they worked in a frame of mind like ants did.
Night of the Living Dead is the only one that's a real zombie.
You think so?
Because its radiation is bringing reanimating the living tissue.
Well, I mean, like,
supposed to be like-
George A. Romero in general is like a legitimate zombie. Do you know where he even got those from? That's from like White Zombie and the Haitian zombies.
Oh yeah, that's where, yeah. When you start tracing it back, zombie gets real creepy real fast.
Do you know that it's
Ooh.
illegal to create?
Ooh.
And we get another one in already.
Yeah, we got another section in.
Oh, geez. All right.
Oh boy, YouTube or Spotify is not gonna like this file. Never does. And we're back.
Man, what an ADHD podcast this has been, huh?
Oh yeah, we've covered so many topics, and like we've circled back to some a couple times. It's like, well, because it's like, you know, you think of something because we're outside and we talk about these again,
Uh-huh.
and then we expand on it. And we're like, crap, we need to circle back to that. And I don't feel like going back and editing these because it's a 1-man operation.
Yes.
So it's like you're gonna
Yep.
take this ADHD journey with me, and you're gonna fucking like it.
Yeah, and it's like once you get into editing, all of a sudden, frickin' 3-hour podcast editing it down takes like 16 hours.
Yeah, I'm not. It's just easier to put the 3 hours out, and if you want to listen, you can listen. You can skip through. It's, you know, you never know. We talk about all kinds of topics.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we left off. We were talking about zombies, like the original.
Yeah, do you know that it's actually illegal to make zombies in Haiti?
I think that's fair.
Well, the thing is that you can actually make the fact that they can actually make zombies.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's why we don't go down there.
That's
We
why we
don't-
don't-
like, listen. When I go on vacation, I don't buy souvenirs if I'm going to the Caribbean.
Haiti's pretty
you
crazy,
don't
dude.
know what you're bringing back.
Haiti's pretty
And
crazy.
I've watched Jumanji too many times.
Because it doesn't just have zombies out there. It has mermaids out there too. Like legitimately, they say that they got mermaids, and they're not like these cute, lady things. They got these like. They got this like pan head. It's kind of like a hammerhead shark, but it's like a fan. And then they got flippers and stuff. And then they got like slim chests. So in the water, they look like cute chicks. And then they bring you down. They catch you on the shores of Haiti, and they bring you down to the depths of the water until you suffocate, and then they eat you. Welcome to Haiti. You thought Australia was wild.
Well, I mean, you are close to the Bermuda Triangle, so that kind of tracks. I kind of buy it. I kind of wonder. I can't believe with all the technology we have today, no one's figured it out yet.
Figured out what
The Bermuda Triangle is.
I mean, I think it's basically just a magnetic pull situation. Like, isn't that what they figured out? Like, it's the same thing with
so it's just right there is just something that short circuits everything.
yeah, it just has more magnetism in it, because most of the problem is like compasses and navigation. So how you get lost in there, and then it does have some storms, so it probably has like a weird weather system that flows through there. You know what I mean? So you get storms, and then you get
What if that's God's
extra
command
magnetism.
center?
Huh?
What if that's God's command center?
You never know.
Like he's just sitting there pulling the lever, like we need more rain.
Well, it's possible that there's crazier things underneath the water, because how deep have we gotten out there? Could be aliens down there.
I'm scared to know what's in the water.
Dude, there's crazy stuff in the water.
Yeah, that's
Like,
why
think
I'm
about it.
Yeah, apparently, don't go see Titanic.
There's aliens. Yeah, don't go see Titanic.
Dude.
No, don't go ahead and let a dude bring you into a fiberglass
Give
tube.
it 10 years, and there's going to be a horror movie, a found footage horror movie of what really they saw down there and why they didn't make it out, and how it's been a cover story this whole time.
That'd be wild.
It's not hard to make.
Like
Come
an
on, man.
Apollo 18 type situation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly what
yeah.
you're going to see. Like they're on
Yeah.
this mystical journey, and they got trapped forever.
It's Spider Rocks.
Yeah.
Spider Rocks.
That was kind of creepy, though.
That was a wild movie, dude.
And it's the fact that they were like actually tried to make it like, no, this is real footage.
Yeah.
People were like, God damn it, we got fooled again. It's that Cloverfield moment.
Well, I mean, that was that era. There was all types of found footage movies. You had Apollo 18, like you said, Cloverfield. You had
Paranormal
Paranormal
Activity. That was a
Activity.
whole series.
Yep. I mean, and then found footage area. Let's like talk about Project Almanac, which is Back to the Future found footage.
Yeah.
And then you also have Chronicles, which is superheroes found footage.
Chronicle was really good.
Oh, so good.
I love that movie.
Well written, and like the stakes are high in it.
How has no one made a Element 115 movie?
What is that?
Oh, I watch a lot of Rogan, so I get all the UFO stuff.
Oh, okay.
So it's like it's the Bob Lazar home footage.
Yes,
he had of
yes.
this element that actually is a real element that they never admitted to until later. It's like I am kind of. I do think a lot of the UFOs we see is just us.
Well, so I don't know. So alien wise, there has to
And so the government plants like a.
let's put it this way, dude. There's so many planets, solar systems, so on and so forth out in the world that you'd be an idiot for there not to be life somewhere else. Have they been here? Totally different question.
That's what I'm saying.
Totally different
Like
question.
out there, because like, I mean, dude, follow the Voyager news
Yeah.
about the satellite, because they said it's still going,
Yeah.
still going,
And
It's still
they've found a
finding new
planet.
shit.
They've actually found a planet that has lights on it, and they haven't checked it out close enough to go ahead and see if it's like a not geometric, like it's a shape. What is it, like
Like if you can live on it.
an economic
Yeah.
like ecosystem? If
Yeah.
it's like, so they see, like, whenever you look at the planet Earth from space, whenever it's dark, you see the lights of cities and stuff like that. So they basically saw the same exact thing on a planet with Voyager, right? But they don't know if it's like a lava planet and
With
that's
a lot of volcanoes
or if it's actually like lights, or if it's like an ecosystem type of situation where it's like bioluminescent.
So like, I don't think any movie captured it best other than Gravity about my fear of space.
Yeah.
That idea of you're floating in nothing.
Yes.
And the fear that if something goes wrong, you're fucked.
You're completely done.
Like,
Nobody can help you.
There's nothing no one can do. If you freak out, you can't go home.
And the thing is like
think about the guys who were stranded up in space.
yeah.
Like think about that, the panic they had to sit in, and you're just trying to keep it together, and you're like, we can't get that. We can't.
That's why there's only special people that are allowed to go up into space, dude. That's why that we have astronauts, is because we have to mentally test those people to where you go out there, you're all alone, and if something goes wrong, you're dying the entire time while you're alive, and there's nothing. You could go ahead and float for 10 days straight out into the void of space.
Think about this.
And then you're out there forever. You don't there's nothing that degrades your body because there's nothing to go ahead and...
Now think about these mental breaks.
Mm-hmm.
And think about Katy Perry right now.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened to her.
Yeah.
I think that's honestly what it is. It's a guarantee. Watch the people who come back from space.
Yeah.
Tell me if their mental state changes.
I mean, was Katy Perry really all there the entire time? I mean, she dated Russell Brand.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, was she even there the whole time?
So put that into consideration. If
Yeah.
you take an already unstable person
and then put him up into space
and break their brain again with space travel.
Yeah.
What did you think was going to happen?
She has gotten pretty weird. Whenever she's like, oh dude, she looks like a doofy chick. I don't know if she's like gone ahead and gone through a mental break or if she's just one of those doofy chicks.
I think she's just went through a mental break.
You think so? There's just doofy chicks. There's doofy people out there. You know what I mean? People just are dorks for dork's sake.
I like doofy people.
They're definitely fun to watch.
They are fun.
They're definitely fun to watch.
Yeah, girl, I think the girl I was talking to was a little doofy.
Yeah, they're a good time. Doofy. It's like you can't. It's like cancer. It's small. It's good in small doses.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, there's some things. It's like, yeah, that was fun for a little bit.
But I just need to go over here and just like analyze everything that just happened. Yeah. I don't know, dude. She did go. I mean, like the whole entire situation was just such a, like PR stunt for Jeff Bezos. You know, like Jeff Bezos went ahead and funded.
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe this is the experiment. Like, hey, let's show that we can do this.
Yeah.
But let's experiment with the rich people. Like, like some, people. We can't send poor people up because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, even though they're expendable, it's like, yeah, but we have to take some select famous people. We all don't like that well. Let's put them in a rocket, break their brain, study the effects on it, and see if it can be worked out for normal people.
Yeah.
Because if we go in and say we have space travel, but it breaks your brain because look what it did to normal people, people are like, fuck that, I don't want to go to space no more. So then we're out of a job.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a guy at the CIA right now going, God damn it, he figured it out.
God damn it, he figured it out. There was this big post about people talking about why we can't see Antarctica or something like that. And I said, well, that's where the truth is. That's where Santa Claus keeps all of his factories and all the elves enslaved to go ahead and work on his toy factories and everything. And then I think it was like an American defense contractor or something like that. American Defense went ahead and said, this is the funniest explanation I have ever heard for why you can't go to Antarctica. And I was like, see, I was right. That's where Santa Claus keeps the elves.
No, man, that's where the thing happened.
North Pole is for the tourists and stuff like that. Man. Antarctica's when the shit goes down.
We're not allowed to go because that's where the thing lives.
The thing? Yeah, I dig it. That's where the aliens are, dude.
So have you ever you watched the original, right?
Yes.
I haven't watched the remake. I heard or not the remake, the sequel or prequel. I don't know why they made that. I mean, it just explains like what happened to the team that they because it leads into the thing.
Yeah.
The movie.
Well, it all comes down to getting more money in your pocket, dude. That's what it's always about. Franchise it. It worked once. Let's go ahead and make it again. Let's go ahead and tell you how it works, and you're not going to like it because we're not as interesting as you.
Do you think it'd be better off as a series?
The Thing? I mean, well...
Like, did you see they're doing Alien as a Hulu series?
Oh, yeah? Well, have you seen The Strand?
I have not.
It's vampires, but it's a virus.
Mm-hmm.
So the vampire virus starts going out, and it's basically the dude who does Yellow Jacket in Ant-Man.
Okay.
And he's got hair in that one, but also he's basically Van Helsing. Like he's a health. Like a WHO, World Health Organization, World Health Organization guy.
Yeah.
And he goes ahead and finds the vampire virus, and has to go ahead and become Van Helsing to go ahead and destroy Dracula, and stop the vampire virus from taking over the world.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty interesting TV series.
Huh.
Yeah. It's I think it was on Sci-Fi. I want to say that.
I think so. I remember seeing the ads for it. I just didn't know what the show was about.
Sci-Fi does some real fun stuff.
Resident Alien is so freaking good.
Is that Sci-Fi?
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one, but
I think it's Sci-Fi, maybe USA.
Okay. Well, they're same.
But it's Alan Tudyk from Knight's Tale, Serenity.
Serenity. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So him, he is an alien that
Knight's
is
Tale.
supposed to
Yes. Okay.
wipe out humanity.
Yeah.
And he crash lands on Earth.
Yeah.
And now he has to blend in. It has to be the town doctor.
Yeah.
It's it's really funny because he's trying to blend in, and there's one kid that can see him.
Yeah.
In the town, like he's the only one who can see his true form. It's a genetic mutation humans have.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they're at war with another alien race that wants to kill everybody. And he's like, oh, no. And then it's funny because just the things he does as a character.
Yeah.
Like, there's one part where he's, like, trying to shower and live life as an alien because he's lived life as a human for too long.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to go back to his alien ways. And when he's taking a shower, he keeps hitting his head off the thing. He goes, son of a bitch! And that's how he says it. It's hilarious.
Yeah. They also do one with we were talking about Wyatt Earp. They did Winona Earp.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
I forget if it's zombies or if it's vampires. I want to say it's demons. It's her and Doc Holliday going ahead and taking down demons and stuff like that in this town.
I heard about that, and the girl that plays Winona Earp plays, what's her name? I can't think.
She's a couple of
She's on
things.
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny? Is she?
She's
I thought she was
not McMurray.
I thought she was
McMurray's wife.
I thought she was also in Sons of Anarchy, or am I thinking about another dark-haired lady?
Ooh, I don't know.
But it's good. Everybody at home.
I'm so glad that Letterkenny's over.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was starting to kind of
drag on. Yeah, that's what happens. You get something so good and people want to keep having it, but then you run out of ideas, and it's like people keep giving you money to make it.
I feel like they kept running out of ideas, and then the show had this habit of setting something up big,
and
then making it like they would wait too long to address it.
Yeah,
and you're like, what the? Like they'd set up a big fight, and then they never show the fight, and just start like randomly into another episode.
Oh, yeah.
And then like be like 3 episodes later, they would mention the fight, but never show what happened.
So it was like an anime.
Yeah. So you had
dude, animes are so crazy where it seems like they'll just take
Next
a movie
time on Dragon Ball Z,
right? But between they'll go ahead and lead, dude. Like you have to. I'd say like an anime. One episode in America would be 3 episodes of an anime because of how they cut it weird.
Yeah.
Like you have the lead up, then you have the pre-fight talk and everything, like Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, they would have the story episode, and then they would have the pre-fight talk episode, and then there would be
the fight episode.
There would be the middle of the fight.
Yes.
Right before the end of the fight, the end of the fight.
And then they talk about the fight.
And then it would just but you would I would always catch the middle of the fight or like a second part of the fight Like I never caught like what the context of the fight was about.
Like Attack on Titan's the same exact way, and then Initial D is the same way. I don't
And
know
how
if you've
many
seen.
commentating episodes are there?
Yes.
Like of people just being like, "Oh no, if he does this move, he's done for," and then like it's all built up to him doing that move at the end of the episode. Then you get to find out the next part of what happened when he did the move.
Well, Initial D is real crazy about that because it's a drifting thing. So like that's like actually something that is done, and there's a lot of art that goes into it and physics and stuff. So they get into all types of stuff about that, and it's like, so he's doing all types of different moves to go ahead and beat all these different drivers, and then the next episode is them just talking about and learning about how this driver drives or why this driver is hardcore, and then they finally get into the actual race, and then it's like, next time on Initial D, and then that's literally what it is. But then it gets into the race, and then you're into the first race, and there's like 2 sections. They got to do the uphill and the downhill. So it's just, oh my gosh, it becomes
drives
like
you nuts after a while because you're like, just wrap it up.
Yeah, it's like, just make this a movie and give it in a one shot. Why does it have to?
Well, that's why like I think if it's just us as Americans, we're not patient.
Yeah.
And we want the resolution now.
Well, it's just like, so the Matrix. A lot of people don't like the second and third Matrix because the second Matrix isn't a 3-part arc, right? Excuse me, a 3-part arc.
Technically, neither is Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah. Well, the reason why Matrix is like that is because it was supposed to be one movie and they split it into 2. People like to, especially Americans, they like to have the beginning, the middle, the end, and then bring on another beginning, middle, and end, and have it.
I think they just made.
Not that you can't have a continuous arc, but it just has to.
Well, the bad thing is it was just so hard to like. I mean, they expanded on so many concepts, but didn't really explain it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like the game actually sounds better if you play The Path of Neo.
Okay.
Like, movies sound better if you play the game The Path of Neo.
Yeah.
It kind of explains the story a lot more
Mm-hmm.
in a more better way.
Well, there is a lot of like universe lore inside. I mean, you got the comic books and stuff like that. You got the Neo comic book, and then you got the games, like you said, and then you got the Animatrix, and now we got the 4th Matrix. And
Have you watched the 4th Matrix yet?
I have it.
So me and my buddy
I'm a
came
physical
over
copy, dude.
and we watched it on HBO. Like the day it came out, we came over, had a watch party, and we watched it, and then we started laughing. And if you watch this movie, the movie is literally a fuck you to the studio for making us come back and do this movie. They
It really
even
is.
make it's literally talked about how they want to do a reboot.
Yes,
And they
yes,
said, let's-
because it's supposed to be a
There's
game. He makes a game.
post-credits scene where they talk about rebooting the thing.
Yeah.
And how about how it's not going to be as good because everybody's still expecting the original. And
Yeah.
It's been 20 years since the original, and it's not going to be as good.
Yeah.
So they literally talk about like how they, and they even said Warner Brothers, the studio.
Mm.
It's crazy.
But see, the funny thing is even so in the Matrix is a video game. Like the whole thing Neo lived through is a video game that he created because of his psychosis and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well now we have to go ahead and make a sequel to the game. It's about time. And so he's going ahead and making a sequel to the Matrix and saying how ridiculous it is and how
It's
he
just
hates
weird
it.
that the
and-
Matrix basically created that situation just to fuck with him.
yeah.
Because they're like, oh no, we actually did make peace. It was basically Agent Smith has been like trying to rebuild himself.
Yeah.
And this is him like and he stole, and like how they stole the whole, because the movie came out late.
Mm.
They changed that. Oh no, Neo's not the chosen one. It's him and Trinity that's the chosen ones.
Well, the thing that I like about
And how they're like Adam and Eve of this new version of the Matrix.
So, like, what I like about is how it ends with the third one is that it means that you can go ahead and start back at the very beginning, and that's actually going through the storyline more. You know what I mean? Because what happens is that it's a cycle of life where the humans go ahead and find their own ability to get out of the Matrix. They go ahead and fight against the cyborgs. The cyborgs eventually go ahead and take out the area. And it's like a continuous cycle. So it's like a closed loop there where it's like this is one loop of like multiple series. So it's like closing it off there makes it okay. But once you went ahead and made a new movie, it changes the whole entire timeline, which I guess is what happened with the last movie, because Neo changes like the cyborg's mind. So, well, not the cyborgs, but the robot's minds, to go ahead and change the Matrix. So maybe it does go ahead and go like garner to a fourth movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know. You didn't need it. You didn't need
Exactly. It was not needed.
it. Yeah.
Oh man.
How much time do we got?
Well, right now we're at 2:43, 2:44.
We got 15 more minutes in us? Or are you ready to go get some food?
I'm ready to get some food. I know.
I
that
hear
for
you,
sure.
dude. I've been growling over here. I've been ready for some Taco Bell, so we can
Yeah.
go ahead and cut it off, dude. We got
Heck yeah,
2:45.
Trust me, it's gonna be like I said. Spotify and YouTube is not. Well, YouTube will eat it. Spotify don't like it.
Yeah,
They start going, "Hey, it's too big of a file to upload."
yeah. And then you gotta compress it and everything, and freaking
Nah,
do all that junk.
throw it in there, see what happens.
Yeah, just toss it in there.
That's how we do it here.
I dig it
I
though.
don't have an editor. I don't have people to run this stuff. I just do it myself.
Yeah, yeah. It's cool though, man. It was
Yeah.
it was cool hanging out with
to
you.
quote the President of the United States, I have no idea what the fuck I am doing. I want to. That meme is going to be used in so many podcast posts,
Yeah.
like so many jokes. I'm going to try and make.
Well, that's gonna be Alex Jones. Now, Joe, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Joe, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm kind of retarded.
Right? Like,
He's the best. I love Alex Jones, man. I'll tell you what.
I'd like to hang out with him. Like, even with everything that's going on with him. Like, I know the public hates
Dang,
him.
you just lit a fire under me because now I want to tell that Alex Jones story. I think I've told you that.
No, I don't think you have.
So we come back from Austin, right? A
Mhm.
group of us comics, and my one buddy's like, as soon as I got off the plane, he's like, "Hey, like I'm out at the casino. You want to go out?" I'm like, "Dude, I just got back from vacation. Whatever." So we go out and we go to Bar 11.
Mm-hmm.
You ever been to Bar 11?
Mm.
But it's like down in Southside.
Okay.
Well, here I meet this girl at the bar,
Mm-hmm.
and me and her are talking, whatever. I just got back from Austin. I'm feeling good about myself, so the confidence is riding high. You know what I mean?
Did you get on the mothership?
No, I didn't. I did get to do Comic Creek in the Cave.
Nice.
I got on Banana Phone.
Nice.
So I had no idea when I signed up because I had too much fresh air the night before,
Yeah.
and I signed up for it, and then I found out it was a heckle mic.
Oh.
So when I went up, I was like, "What did I sign up for?" And like, it just kind of it worked.
Huckle mics are
Yeah.
rough. It's like, if it's not hard enough to do comedy, it's like now people are intentionally trying to go ahead and
Yes.
hurt your feelings.
Yes. There's a couple times you have to will your brain power to be like, it's just jokes.
Yep.
It's just jokes.
Yep. That's why I don't do roast, man.
Yeah.
I got feelings.
Um,
What a weirdo, right?
So I meet this girl at the bar, and me and her are talking here. I said, "Hey, why don't we step outside? Like, 'cause you can't really talk in the bar."
Mm-hmm.
So I close my tab out. We're outside talking, and here this dude comes out. I'm like, "Oh man, it's her boyfriend." Like, hey man, it's been a while. I'll throw hands. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what's gonna happen here, but. And he's like, "Nah, man." He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "Hey, we're going back to my place. You want to come hang out with us?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So I drove him back to his place, and we're hanging out, and me and her sitting on the couch, and like, we're talking, like waiting for him to kind of like disappear, right?
Yeah.
And
Roommate, husband?
just a guy.
Is it a swinger type situation?
No, it was
Okay.
a friend like situation. Like she was crashing there, like visiting in the.
I didn't know if they were waiting for you to make a move so they can be like, oh, by the way.
Yeah, no, because I was like, "Is that your boyfriend?" She's like, "No, it's just a friend." I was like, "Okay, thank God."
She says he's just a friend. Anyways.
So we're sitting there, like, we're hanging out. Guy gets ready to go upstairs, and here I make some kind of dumb Alex Jones reference, like joke. He goes, "Dude, you like Alex Jones, bro?"
Oh, and now he's never leaving. I think you have told me this.
No.
Oh, my gosh.
No. And he doesn't leave.
Mhm.
And he goes, "Dude, we're watching Alex Jones right now. Right now, let's do this.
I gotta have
Please,
the Pittsburgh accent,
please,
dude.
Please no.
Yep.
Please don't do this. And it's killed everything. Killed everything. The worst part is that I was, drinking that night, so I was kind of making sure in case things happen, I was ready.
Yeah.
And my buddy gave me this Blue Chew.
Oh no! So you're sitting there rocked
So
up watching
watching
Jones.
Alex Jones. You're trying to sleep, and the thing is, because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, we're tapping out, going to bed." I'm laying there sleeping. He keeps the audio on, but the screen is off.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to sleep on this guy's leather couch.
With a hard on.
Listen to Alex Jones.
Did you jerk it to Alex Jones?
No, because it's you're in a stranger's house. You can't jerk it there. It's
You go in
weird.
the bathroom.
No,
Bathrooms are safe spaces, dude.
It still felt weird because here's the thing: she's sleeping in that room on an air mattress.
Oh. Well, what about going in there with her?
No. I was not having that game on me.
Yeah?
Nope.
You don't have that game, or you weren't even thinking that?
It was just one of those, I'm one of those overthinkers, and to the point where it's like I've actually had women criticize it.
Yeah.
Because you overthink
been there.
everything. But it's like, but no, if you don't overthink and you assume and you're wrong, it backfires.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. See, I don't know. She's sitting there
I
hanging
missed out
out.
on a lot of opportunities because I didn't make the move that I should have made.
Yeah.
And then it's like,
I had the same problem when I worked at Spencer's. My manager said, if you go ahead and go out on a date with her, you stop at her house, and she's sitting there talking to you, and she hasn't gone inside yet, go ahead and ask her if she wants to make out. Because she's been sitting there, she likes you enough, maybe you'll make out, right? So if you make out, then you can go ahead and be like, you want to go ahead and go inside and have a drink or something like that. And then things keep going. Then it's like, so, I might get out of here unless, it's getting pretty late, unless you want me to come over and crash. And then it becomes, that.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, you kind of, she likes you. She's been chilling out with you all night. So just go ahead and be like, hey, you want to snuggle up tonight so I don't have to sleep on this couch? And then all of a sudden, maybe you can go ahead and just go in there and cuddle. You don't have to go ahead and do it. But you know what? You already got a rocked up boy down there. So it's like, sorry, babe. You just kind of do this to me, And then she's like, well, I guess I'll figure you out. I'm not normally like this. Gawk, 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 gawk. I swear this is the first time. Oh!
Yeah. They tell you that, and it's like, that's how the plan works. And then you're like, that doesn't sound right. That sounds wrong. And then if you go by that plan and it's wrong.
But if it's wrong, then you're just like, hey, I'm sorry, misread the situation. You go sleep down on the couch or you leave, whichever. But you know what I mean?
Or kill yourself in the garage.
Or kill yourself in the garage.
That's what I always feel like. I'm like, I just want to kill myself in the garage. Like, what am I doing as a person? What am I doing in this world? Like,
trust me, dude. I have no game. I'm not someone to listen to in this aspect because I'll go ahead and tell you one thing and just sit there like a total loof.
Yeah, and then everyone's like, be yourself, and then social anxiety kicks in.
Yeah.
And it just falls apart.
People used to call me eccentric. You know what I mean? Now I'm autistic. I thought I had a personality. Turns out I got a disease.
Well, we are getting to the end of the podcast here, and we are hitting on close to the 3-hour mark.
Whoop whoop.
So, yeah, man, why don't you tell people where they can find you on the socials and stuff, if you have YouTube and content?
Yeah, I have a YouTube sound
music on a Patreon somewhere, maybe, who knows?
No, I don't have any Patreons or anything. I have Facebook, Castbox, and YouTube, Snotty Comedy on all of them. I also have my personal page. If you got gigs or something like that you want to see me out at, just come and send me a DM, dude. I'm able to work with anybody. You got a podcast you want me to be on? Dude, I love the sound of my own voice. So check me out at Tyler J. Snodgrass. Send me a DM. You got me on something. You want to do it over StreamYard? I do StreamYard. I'm a narcissist that just likes to be heard.
That's fair.
So
that's fair. That's basically
what I'm up to.
Comedian.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sums up a comedian.
I told my lawyer, I told my therapist that I'm a bit of a narcissist. He says, "Don't worry, everybody's a little bit of a narcissist." I said, "Yeah, but I'm the best at it."
I always tell people that they asked like, "What's it like to do comedy in Pittsburgh?" And I said, it's a lot like being a volunteer firefighter.
Yeah.
Like, we get no respect.
Yeah.
We don't get paid for this.
Yeah.
And we get fucked up on the job.
Yeah, and we get fucked up on the job.
Basically, that's how that works.
Yep.
So, anyway, guys, it's been the episode, and we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for having me.
Bye.